All right there. Hello, everyone. Hope everyone's doing okay as we started. Hey there to everyone who is in the chat right now. DJ Donnelly, Sean, Alter Ego, Myth Beats Fiction, Frame by Frame. Hope you're doing well. AB James, RJ. Uh, yeah, hope everyone's doing okay on this Friday night. Yeah, hope everyone's doing all right, and we'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes. So there you go. Hey there, Lucas. DJ Mexicano, Bobby, hello everyone. Hope everyone's doing okay. Hey there, Ryan. I'm doing all right. How about you? Myth Beats, I'm doing okay. Other than seeing Indiana Jones 5 in the Flash. What happened? Nothing happened. I'm saying hi. Thank you, DJ, for letting me know. Thank you. Uh, yeah, movie review next door doesn't really seem like my kind of movie. No problem, Broadside. Gunman Productions, didn't see the film. Hey, Jedizilla, I did I did get your request of Hills of Eyes. I'll do that as soon as I can. Hey there, Josh. Coen Brothers. It depends on the script and story. Everything else, alter ego. Dartside. I don't think I've seen you on here. Hello there. How you doing? Again, I don't think I've seen you on here before. Hey there, Davey Vids. No problem. Are you going to send the request when the game arrives? If so, that sounds like a plan. Mackay, if it's a paid request, that's the only way I would do it. Nick, I'm doing okay. Hope you're doing well. Hope everyone else is doing well. No problem, Davey Vids. I appreciate it. Um, yeah, no problem at all. The Flash. Hey, right on target. Hello there. How's everyone doing? Just saying hi, everybody. The Flash is more far fetched. Well, I mean, it's a superhero putting babies in a microwave. On our own, I don't know what that song is. Hey, Zach D. Hope you're doing well. Apparently, Indiana Jones 5 is bombing. Good. I'm glad it's bombing. It deserves it. This is a piece of crap. It's a piece of shit. A type of shit. It's a piece of shit. I'm glad it's bombing. Well, I guess I'll be Harrison Ford's birthday present. Thank you for making a shitty Indiana Jones film and having it bomb. Congratulations. That's cool, Ron Uncharted. Good luck with that. Hey there, Lord Cosmo. Favorite Ninja Turtles movie, the first one in 1990. Which is worse? The Flash film is worse because it killed Batman. They killed Michael Keaton's Batman. But yeah, I hope everyone's again doing okay. Caleb, I'm doing okay. How are you doing tonight? Just kind of spitballing here and hope everyone's doing okay. Just relaxing. Yes, Death Wish 5 is better than Indiana Jones 5. I do agree with that. Okay, Myth Beats Fiction. I don't know what's going on, but hope you're all right. Someone got this for me for my birthday. It's has Jim Cornette's autograph. So, uh, yes, I did see the episode of The Idol. I will have that review sometime soon, frame by frame. Just check back each day because I upload each day. But again, you guys know me. I upload like 3 or so videos a day. So I did watch it. I just have not recorded it, and I have about two, four. I have like 20 some requests to get to before that. So But I did watch it, and I'll just check back daily. The review will be up sooner or later. As a preview, it was stupid, like all the episodes of The Idol. It might as well be The Adventures of a Dumb Slut. That might as well be the title of the show. The Misadventures of a Dumb Slut. It's just as shitty as before. Favorite Jim Varney film that's not an Ernest P. Worrell film? I mean, Jim Cornette's a wrestling personality. He has a very fun podcast. I'm not into his politics, but he's very, very funny and knowledgeable and hates a lot of the wrestling of today, which I don't blame him. It's kind of like me hating a lot of the movies of today. So it's very funny, especially when you watch some of his clips on YouTube. Who's the worst Spider-Man actor to be or not to be Maguire? Yeah, the Michael Bay Ninja Turtles are shit. I didn't know that was a debate. What would you say to Sam Levinson if you're a producer of HBO? Quit. Don't work anymore. Um, no, I don't hate Jim Cornette. Uh, I like the guy and I like his content. When did you lose respect for Warner Bros? I don't know if I ever had respect for studio like Warner Brothers. Yeah, I don't care about the new Insidious. I don't give a shit. My favorite singer? I don't know. I don't have a favorite. My favorite band's AC/DC. Lucas Green, I don't know who would win in a fight. I would not make that in the first place. I don't know anything about intergender matches, so that's a new one on me. So I know nothing about it. So I'm not knowledgeable on the whole thing. The only time I follow wrestling is when I listen to the clips on YouTube of Jim Cornette. Favorite DreamWorks animated film? I'd have to see a list of the movies to pick because I can't name the movies on top of my head that were DreamWorks ones. Yeah, The Sound of Freedom, Jim Caviezel. Apparently, Indiana Jones 5 might win the weekend, but the fact that it's neck and neck with a Jim Caviezel religious movie kind of not religious, but Sound of Freedom is I think it's about what's happening with trafficking, child trafficking. The fact that's doing as well as Indiana Jones on the weekend, that shows how much Indiana Jones has fallen. Garrison, I don't really care about the birthdays, but thank you, man. Hey there, Alex. Hope you're doing well. Breakout, I have no idea what the plot or the story is of Breakout. Yeah, we don't need that I Am Legend 2. I don't think anyone is asking for that. Favorite Jackie Chan movies between Rumble in the Bronx and Operation Condor. Well, Harrison Ford is 81 years old. He's fit for the retirement home. That's just how it is. I mean, he's old as hell and maybe even part senile. I don't know. Quiet Cool, not a fan of the movie. I thought it was pretty boring. Pretty boring film. So sorry, I disagree. Uh, I don't know anything about that frame by frame. Yeah, I know nothing about that. I don't really follow the inner workings of the idol. Bulletproof 3, no, because no one remembers the second one even came out. So that means it did no business. Well, Harrison Ford was not contractually obligated he loves Indiana Jones and he wanted to do this. He wanted this story. So, Harrison Ford wanted to do it. There was no contractual obligations. He loves Indiana Jones. He doesn't like Han Solo, but he loves Indiana Jones. He wanted to do one more. He wanted this story because it would be more acting for Indiana Jones. That was his verbiage. But Bar the Elephant, never saw it, man. No, because James Cameron hasn't made a good movie since True Lies. So no, I don't think he would have. Terminator 3, no, because James Cameron hasn't made a good movie since 1994. Did not see The Pope's Exorcist. Hey there, Jim. Hope you're doing well. Least favorite Stallone film? I would go with Spy Kids 3. Hey, John, Zero Cool. Hope you're doing well, man. Yeah, to hell with Dial of Destiny. Jungle Book I haven't seen since it came out, so I can't tell you anything about it. Well, no, The Abyss and True Lies apparently is James Cameron wanting to pick apart each point to quote make it the best quality possible. So apparently the delay is James Cameron. Hey there, Johnny. Hey, The Fugitive is a great movie. That's a good Harrison Ford movie, so that's definitely worth watching. Yeah, The Fugitive is great. Wonderful movie. Really good film. What you certainly did with a True Lies TV show, yet the film's not on Blu-ray. It's kind of hilarious, honestly. Hello there, Kim. So yeah, I do think it's pretty hilarious. Hey Matt, hello there. I don't know what happened to the video. Um, maybe it's one of those I deleted because I moved on, and you know, with that video, it just it's kind of old hat. Like, I mean, who gives a shit about Womp Stomp? Probably people don't even know who the hell that is and what the hell that is. So they're like, "Who? What the hell is this video?" So now, if they mess with me again, then I would do it. I just talk about what happened and make a new video. But it's been so long, I don't really care about them. Do you yawn on stream, Garrison? That's kind of a weird question. I don't know. I guess if it comes up, are there films that should have had sequels? I mean, I would not have minded a Red Heat sequel. Commando. Okay, that's the number one, Commando. But the Euphoria I hate more because it's about underage kids, so that's more creepy and bullshit to me. Yeah, Matt. I mean, they want to do their own thing and want to be butthurt, whatever, with their Friday 13 fan films. They can do whatever the hell they want. I don't care. I don't need to see them. I don't give a shit about them. So I really don't. I truly do not. Yes, Tim Crystal Skull I still enjoy. I still think it's underrated, and I still think it's the last Indiana Jones film. I don't think this new one exists. Not in this dojo. It doesn't exist. Doesn't need to exist. Pointless, idiotic bullshit. Well, Don Michael Paul is worse because James Cameron at least made Aliens and The Terminator. So it is what it is. No, what movies am I supposed to look forward to? No, I don't look forward to any movies. Why the hell should I? To have more Indiana Jones 5 Flash type movies? No, I'm good with that. No, I don't look forward to any new movies. Johnny, no, because they're old as fuck. So you don't. They're doing another Toy Story film. Not that people need it. Hello there, arcade. No, I have not seen a new Spider Verse film. Wasn't requested it. Oh, the first super chat of the night. Thank you, Stephen T. I really appreciate that, man. Um, I do take my time answering super chats because it's the least I could do. So if you get mad, I'm sorry. If you get mad somewhere else, and if someone's going to take the time to super chat and the money, then I'm going to take my time to answer it. So sorry, folks. Do you have a top five directors that does Tarantino make the list? Um, Top five directors. John Woo and John Carpenter are in there. I would say John Carpenter's my favorite director. John Woo would be number two. Uh, Despite my issues with his later work, I would put James Cameron in there just for Aliens and the Terminator, The Abyss, True Life. I gotta put James Cameron in there in the top five. Um, Maybe Tarantino, but I kind of want to put like people that are underrated in there. So for top five, I probably have done this list before, but I'll put. Hmm, Let me put Peter Hyams and Rennie Harlan in there. I'll put yeah, Rennie Harlan and Peter Hyams. So yeah, I'll put John Carpenter, John Woo, James Cameron, Rennie Harlan, and Peter Hyams with their bulk of their work, the kind of movies that I'm into and enjoy. Those are pretty five solid directors. So I would say that would be my list. Top 10, Tarantino would be on the list. Yes. So thank you, Stephen T. I appreciate that. Uh, oh, thank you, frame by frame. I appreciate that. Thank you, man. What do you think of the Weeknd's acting? What acting? He's the worst part of the show. He can't act. He's not intimidating. In the new, the third episode, he's trying to be tough to a guy who's fucking 3 inches taller than him. So if you look at her again, I'm like, dude, you couldn't steer a goddamn butterfly. You couldn't steer a kid off a fucking playground. You couldn't steer a cat who, if he had diabetes, from Wilford Brimley, you couldn't do shit. The Weeknd sucks. Thank you, fan of Eli. Yeah, The Weeknd sucks. Maybe he only took acting gigs on the weekend. Maybe he should be called The Week and spend more fucking time studying acting. And then maybe he'd be worth the shit. And why the fuck this girl becomes brain dead over the weekend? He's not seductive. He's not uh, good as a cult leader. The only people that follow this guy are either drug addicts or stupid fucking idiots or brain dead sluts. So I guess the lead character is all of the above. So fuck the weekend. He ain't worth fuck the thimble my time. Yeah, I sent reviews. I just reviewed Distraction 2. I liked it. I do have some issues with it, but I liked the movie. But remember, I hate everything, even though I just said I liked Extraction 2. But I think the teen kid, was a piece of shit, and I wish he got shot in the head. And I wish there was more action in the finale. Overall, yeah, I liked it. Oh, thank you, Bobby. Thank you, man. I really appreciate this, guys. I'm sorry for people asking questions, but if people send the super chat, I think it's right for me to take time because they're spending their money and time doing that. So I'm sorry, folks. Two thing thoughts on Joyride trailers, and another thing, what if Joyride trailers? Do you mean the movies? I don't remember the trailers to the movies. The first Joyride I like. The other ones, I don't remember a damn thing about them, to be honest. I don't think it needed a franchise. I really don't think it needed a franchise. I think the only one worth a spit is the first one with Paul Walker and Steve Zahn. I actually like the alternate ending where they kill the driver, and it's a lot like Jaws. I actually appreciate that and like it more. So I think that's the way it should have ended, is that alternate ending. So That's just my opinion. As for a monster out in my closet, I don't know, shoot him in the face. Uh, Pay him money to do a video and sell the rights and be a millionaire. That's probably what I would do. I would videotape him, sell the video footage and be a millionaire. Because look, I recorded the monster footage. I'll get the guys and who do those Bigfoot hunting and lie to them and say it's Bigfoot, and then they'll pay me a shitload of money to hunt them down. Here you go, pay me some money. So, thank you, Matt. I'm glad people enjoyed the Indy 5 review. And Sloan, thank you. I do appreciate that. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the super chat. Just because, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Uh, let's see. Hey, Martin. Oh, okay, cool. You stumbled on the channel recently. Turns out you're funny as hell. Thank you. I try. I may fail a lot, but I try. So thank you, Martin. I appreciate it. I don't know which videos you saw, but um, I'm glad you liked something at least. Better than liking nothing. Pinocchio's Revenge, that's a film that I did was trying to do, but it just didn't work out the best. It's trying to be a psychological movie about, it's not really Pinocchio being alive, it's someone's psychosis being broken, but I think it needed a few passes on the script. I think it's an interesting idea, but just I don't think it was the best accomplishment. Most overrated director, I don't know. I'd have to think about it because it'd have to be a director that was praised. Because a lot of directors I'm thinking of, most people know they suck. I'd have to think about it for a bit. So I don't know. Rufus, I like both those movies. I'll choose Money Talks. Um, well, people make fun of him. Night Shyamalan. Ari Aster, yeah, I could. I mean, of all time, that's a big list of multiple decades. I mean, Ari Aster is a director I feel overrated. Sure, I would say that. Sure. Um, People do get mad at me, David Lynch, because I'm not a David Lynch fan, so I do think he's overrated. I just never got into David Lynch stuff. So there's many other directors I prefer. If it's David Lynch, it's just I think that's another one, David Lynch. Uh, James, no Rambo 6. Well, good for you guys. I don't like David Lynch. The one film I liked of his was Dune. Eraserhead is weird, but I never care to see it again. But it's weird. But feel free to try to explain what the plot or what the ending means of the movie. Sorry, and Blue Velvet, I never really cared that much for. Lost Highway, I think is boring as shit. No, I'm not a Twin Peaks guy. So no, I'm not a David Lynch guy. James, I did a review of Rambo 5. Feel free to check it out. It is still up on the channel. Uh, I go into details to why in that review. Comic book collection, not as much as I used to, but I have a few. Blue Velvet, I don't like the characters. I think all of them are unlikable, and I just thought it was fairly boring film. I don't think it was that interesting of a story. Yeah, the only film I liked David Lynch did was Dune, to be honest. I mean, you said overrated, so that means a director that's beloved. So of course people don't disagree. Otherwise, he wouldn't be overrated. He'd be rated just fine. No, I'm not a Twin Peaks fan. I'm sorry, I could never get into it. It was weird and confusing. One Good Cop, I like that movie, Michael Keaton. I like other Michael Keaton films more. David Fincher, I like. My favorite being The Game. Yeah, The Game would be my favorite David Fincher film. Uh, I think Rambo 5 is a piece of shit. I don't even think it's decent. Well, the X Files has nothing to do with Twin Peaks, so. Well, thank you, Sloan. I appreciate the kindness. Thank you so much. Thank you for the super chat. It's really nice of you. Liam, hello there. I'm doing okay. Sorry that you're not doing the best. Thank you, Sloan. I appreciate that. Favorite fruit? Oranges. I would go with the orange. Uh, I don't have a favorite scene in Match and Risk, but I do like the movie. Yeah, I agree. Rambo 5 I thought was garbage. It wasn't Rambo. That's why I didn't like the film. It wasn't a Rambo film. It was a Rambo in name only. It might as well be something else. Nothing about it felt Rambo. Sounded like Rambo. Rambo talked more in that movie than the first four films combined. That tells you something. Frame by frame, thank you once again. Speaking of Dune, have you seen the trailer for Dune Part 2? No, because I did not like Dune Part 1. That movie was a bunch of sand for like an hour, a guy being emo. And I'm like, you know what? At least the original Dune was weird and quirky and have, to me, more interesting visuals. I'm not going to say better because the new film, of course, has the budget to make it better. It's kind of unfair to compare the two. I'm just saying that the original had more interesting looking visuals. And I also like the cast in that more. Patrick Stewart and what's his name? The guy from People Under the Stairs, who's the dad. Um, so I don't care about part one, so why do I care about part two? So take care, alter ego. The lore on Dune, oh, that's cool. I never read the book, so I can't comment on that. Jodorowsky's Dune is an interesting documentary, so at least there's that. I appreciate that at least. But as for anything else, eh, but that's just me. Well, thank you once again, man. I appreciate the kindness. I really appreciate the kindness. Do you miss blockbusters or video stores? And do you think it was more exciting renting movies? It felt like an event as a kid on the weekend to find a movie. I never went to Blockbuster. The only time I went to Blockbuster was honestly at one point they had like a VHS tape of I Come in Peace to buy, and this is probably around 2007. No, that's not true. That would have been actually earlier. It'd be about 2004 or so. But video stores, yeah, I worked at a video store. So I know how that is. I worked at a store called Mr. Movies. I worked there from 2006 to 2000, no, 2007 to 2012. Uh, it was exciting to be in there and also go to other video stores because you could see it physically there. You could see movies actually there, be in that environment. And it's a cool environment to be as a movie fan because you look around, you just see movies, movies, movies. The covers that are meant to entice you, and the reason they're meant to entice you is to get you to rent it. And then you can look the back of it. And if it's a VHS tape, there'd be movie trailers. It was always that mystery of what movie trailers happen and what movie trailer is going to be on here. That was kind of the fun of renting movies back in the day. And then, yeah, you that was a good way to find movies too. Because I don't know if this makes sense, but when you're looking on a streaming thing or something, movies kind of flash by and you think nothing of it, but when it's physically there to pick up, you need to get more honed in and interested to see whether you rent the film or not. I don't know if that makes sense, but something like you get something physically and you're studying it and then it's in your hands. Just something about that makes the you're more part of the experience. It's not so much of a you passing by, but it's more of you're a participant in that choice, even more so. See, when you're renting something physical, you're a participant in that. When you're just looking for it in a streaming platform, you felt it's a kind of a blase feel. So I do miss that. But with the technology of today, that was inevitable. And working at the video store, that was a prime example of seeing it. Because when I worked there, when I first started, it would be busy all the time. The last 3 or 4 months, because of Netflix and streaming, there'd be nights where we would get, and hello to everyone in the chat. Sorry, I'm just answering the question. Jesse and everyone on there, Cam, Royal Flush, or Flush. What the hell am I talking about? Cards? What Maverick? The Royal. God damn it! Where was it? The Royal. Oh, it's the Royal Flush. Okay, I thought I had cards on my mind. I want to get that right. But yeah, I do miss that stuff. And yeah, video stores, we would get like 3 customers a night by the end of that store, and that's why it closed down. So Sally, that was the real case of the video store dying out. And Sally, that is the case. That's just the reality of it all. And thank you, Hopium. I want to get this before it disappears. Just for those who don't know, YouTube or whatever makes the things disappear. So if you don't get them right away, they'll disappear. No, I haven't seen Sound of Freedom. Do you think the Flash and Indiana Jones box office numbers will send a message to these elite companies? We are tired of agendas, wokeness, etc. Does anything really send them a message? I mean, if nothing else does, this should. But here's the thing: they may just be so ignorant and blatantly blind on purpose that they just blame the fans. And in fact, that's what some of these people are doing. Was it Kathleen Kennedy and Steven Spielberg? They're blaming the fans. It's your fault. It's not our fault. It's your fault. It's not our fault. You're too mean. You're too toxic. So that's the okay. If that's the lesson you come out of it, then enjoy losing more and more money until you don't bankrupt. And maybe that's the message. Disney will never do it, but if one day Disney has to sell one of these properties, like Star Wars or something like that, then maybe eventually that will be the message to tell people, yeah, exactly. I mean, they don't care. They don't look at what's blindly in their face because you're blind. It's blatantly in their face. I say blindly in their face because that's the other. They're fucking blind as shit, and it's right here. They can't see shit. You're in the spirit road, asshole. We can't see it. I'm like, Kathy Kennedy, you killed Willow, lasted 1 season. You killed Star Wars. Remember they don't have 3 movies per year? They stopped that shit quick. And then they killed Indiana Jones. Who'd have thought a fucking Indiana Jones film would bomb? People can hate Indy 4, but it didn't bomb. You may not like the film. I like it. But Kingdom Crystal Skull made money. This film is not. A Jim Caviezel's Sound of Silence, or yeah, that movie's almost beating its ass in the weekend. If it doesn't get #1, it's going to be pretty damn close. The fact that that's being an Indiana Jones film shows just how much of a detriment, just so much of a bad series of events. And let's be honest, I'm going to say this out loud. And for people, if you disagree, feel free to explain why. If Kathleen Kennedy was a guy, she would have been fired. Because that is the truth. There have been producers and higher ups that have been fired for much lesser things happening. But when you're the person on the head of Star Wars being underwhelming, stopping making of movies, so you're going to TV shows and they're dwindling, making an Indiana Jones film bomb, having a Willow TV show only last 1 year and be such a fucking flop that it goes away after 1 year. I will repeat again. If Kathleen Kennedy was a guy, she would be fired. And we've heard it all before. Producers got fired. The executives, you're gone. We need a new one. The only reason they don't do it is because they think the haters will win. If we said that Kathleen Kennedy's fired, then those misogynistic haters, they have won. No, you have a person that doesn't know what the fuck they're doing in their job. Guess what? Back in my day, if you don't do your job, you're fired. I know in today's PC age that, hey, you do a shit job, okay, you're still on. No, that's not how it works back in the day, and that's not how it usually works in the real world if you want shit to actually work and be successful. When people don't know what they're doing and they're failing at their job, they get fired. That's usually what happens. Please feel free to tell me I'm wrong. Then feel free to explain it to me. But that's the fucking case. That's the fucking truth. Kathleen Kennedy, if this doesn't get her fired, what the hell's will? You screwed up Indiana Jones, you screwed up Star Wars, and you screwed up Willow. 3 franchises. Willow could have potentially been successful, at least a season 2. Indiana Jones 5 could have been a hit, but you fucked it up with bad writing, bad decisions, bad choices. Because you want to push your ridiculous, stupid agendas, have piss poor writing. I didn't know Phoebe Waller-Bridge had a hand in writing. People were telling me that in the comments. It's not in the credits. That's why I didn't bring it up in the review. Because people told me that. I'm like, it's not in the credits. Even on Wikipedia, which I know Wikipedia, they're always 100% correct. But they're not showing there either. So I didn't see anything. I couldn't. Is that true? Phoebe Waller-Bridge had a hand in writing Indiana Jones 5? This is what people were telling me. Kathleen Kennedy on Who Framed Roger Rabbit probably got people coffee, but she was able to produce her. Steven Spielberg had a little bit more control on films like that. Kathleen, give me some coffee. Well, the Royal Flush, Phoebe Waller-Bridge for 2.5 hours keeps talking about how Indiana Jones is a piece of shit. He's an old piece of shit. So Phoebe Waller-Bridge as Helena, as Emilio Estevez would say, she'd go to hell, hell, hell. She spends like 2.5 hours calling Indiana Jones an old piece of shit. So I don't know if that's an agenda for you. And I'm not taking words from an aging grave robber. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. No one talked about Kathleen Kennedy back in the day because she wasn't a speck of anything. Her name would be on it, but lo and behold, she got the keys of the kingdom and she failed. I'm sorry, she failed. Yeah, in order to save his life, she punches him in the face. It's ridiculous, stupefying stuff that people are literally telling you, but because they're being honest, you call them sexist or a phobe. Maybe 4 people over here will be over the top, but the 80 people over here who are saying they're telling you sincerely why they don't like the film, you're calling them the same ones that 3 jamokes who are just want to get a rise out of you, which they're being successful. James Mangold, when he got on Twitter defending, you don't know what you're talking about. James Mangold, that's what they wanted to do, buddy. These 4 people, they want to get a rise out of you, and they're laughing in your fucking face. And you're making yourself look like an idiot to the world. You should have concentrated on making a good movie. No, I haven't seen Sound of Freedom. Phoebe Waller-Bridge, I mean, I don't know if that she's a bad actress or just a badly written movie, but people said she wrote the part, and if that's true, then it is her fault. But see, it didn't say on the credits that she wrote it, and I didn't follow the making of the fucking movie. So there you go. But yeah, that I mean that's just me though. And she punched Indy in the face, yeah. Because I guarantee you that was not the original ending. The original ending was that Indy was going to die. Indy was going to die, and that's the way it is. Indy was going to fucking die. That's weird. Why isn't that showing here? There's a super chat on my computer, but it's not showing on the phone. I don't understand why. Okay, here we go. No, it's not showing on the phone. Why isn't that showing on the phone here? Well, I'll say this because it's not showing on the phone, but it's showing on my YouTube. Hopium sent a super chat. Thank you. And it says, Indy 5 on its way to become the biggest bomb in history. Well done, Disney. Yeah, exactly. Well done, Disney. Good job on that. Congratulations. I don't know if that was just a weird glitch on there. I don't know. Maybe if someone sends another super chat, I could see if the others work fine. But yeah, sorry about that, Hopium. I don't know why the stupid thing did that. No, the other chats worked fine. It just like three of them kind of just stopped for a bit. But yeah, good. I'm glad it bombing. Biggest bomb in history? Yeah, well done, Disney. Congratulations. The Indiana Jones 5 could potentially be the biggest bomb in film history. Congratulations. Yay. Congratulations, dude. Congrats. Hip, 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 hooray, man. Congrats. Bravo. Stupid. Idiotic. Dumbassery. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Laughing my ass off. Well, I mean, for most people, Indy 5 is a bad dream, so you might as well. And yeah, people talking about Sound of Freedom. I haven't seen the film. I've never even heard of the film until this stuff came about. No, they won't kill. Vin Diesel won't kill off Dom because he'll be desperate that 10 years later he'll come back to the role. Because what else does Vin Diesel have for a successful franchise? That is. No, he wants to keep that shit ready in case 10 years later he comes back. The family returns. Tim, no, I like Die Hard 4. Any deliveries? I don't know what you mean by deliveries. Um, Jedi John Wick was ruined. I don't know what you're talking about. To me, it was ruined. John Wick 4 totally ruined John Wick. The ending, not just him dying, but the movie is a travesty. It's a terrible fucking ending to the character in every single way. So John Wick did get ruined. That's why I don't understand the praise for it, but teach their own. We all have different opinions. Will movie theaters disappear? I don't know if they'll disappear. Uh, they've been talking about that for a while. I don't know. I think there will always be people wanting to have that experience. So now will it be as widespread across the country and such as it was before? Maybe not. Maybe it'll be dwindled and it'll be like a select I don't like. Yeah, I don't know if it'll be. I don't know. That's just I'm trying to think about that. I don't know if I don't think movie theaters will ever go away. Maybe some will get shut down and they'll be dwindled, but I don't think it'll go away completely. About 100 movies you dislike? I mean, I kind of did on my letterboxd. Arcade, I don't care about Avatar 2. It's like 3.5 hours long. Unless it was a ton of money for request. I don't care about Avatar 2. I don't like the first one. Hey Ken, hope you're doing well. Cool. I like Oscar as well with Stallone. That's a fun movie. John, I barely remember Deuce Bigalow, let alone a least favorite scene. That's cool, John. Michael, no, no one's requested that. But yeah, John Wick 4 was ruined to me because not only does he die, but what was the point of the movie? He doesn't get revenge on the High Council because they're still alive. He didn't kill everybody like he said he was going to. They're still alive because we gotta have the John Wick universe. So he didn't accomplish. He didn't bring down the council. He didn't bring down the whole assassin guild. They're still around to have 18 more John Wick films. Well, if he's coming back, then what's the whole point of even I mean the director himself said he's not sure if he's doing it. The studio wants it and they announced it, but the if the director says no, then that's it. It'll be John Wick, but it won't be John Wick in it. It'll be something else. John Wick had his son. God, could you imagine that? They do that. John Wick had his son and he wants revenge for his dad. Can you imagine if they did that, John Wick Jr.? Hey, Lucas, nothing to apologize, man. Uh, yeah, that's cool, Lucas. Yeah, Lucas sent me a request to play Batman Arkham Knight. To be honest, a lot of people don't watch the video game playthroughs, but the fact it's a request, I do appreciate it. So I'll do that as soon as the game comes in because I had to order the game because I didn't have it. But nothing to be sorry, Lucas. That's cool. I look forward to the project as whatever it's done. But thank you for your kindness, Lucas. I really do appreciate it. Hey there, Jack Frost. Yeah, Jack. Yeah, use that email I sent to send me a message because I don't get messages on the other one. So, yeah, I gave you my email. Feel free to send when that comes in. But thank you. I appreciate that, Jack Frost. Thank you so much for that. A least favorite musical. I don't know. I'd have to see a list of musicals to give you a good answer on that. School Rock, I don't mind. Oh, no problem, Royal Flush. I know one day I want to do the Riddick games, Escape from Butcher Bay, and Athena. I do want to do those one day when I have time. K-12, that probably would be the worst musical. That'd be up there. That's a good choice. That's a good choice for the worst musical. So I'll go with that right now. Thank you, Peter Freakout and Royal Flush. I'm glad you like the playthroughs. Yeah, the last one I did was what, Daymare? Oh no, Uncharted. Uncharted 1 and 2, which were fun. Those were fun games. A lot better than the movie. It makes me hate that fucking movie more. Because the games, I'm like, the games are so good. Haven't seen The Irishman. Yeah, I don't care about John Wick 5. John Wick 4 just again, for those out there who love the film, that's cool, but what did he accomplish at the end? He didn't kill that girl in John Wick 3. Remember that annoying girl in John Wick 3? She's still out there. All the council, all the head bad guys still alive because they want to do all these spin-offs and the Continental TV show. So they're still alive. He got his freedom for 5 minutes and then dies. Like, what did he really accomplish at the end? Hey, Panda, I like the Cable Guy. I've always liked the film. It's not my favorite Jim Carrey movie, but I never hated like other people did. I have the Blu-ray, which is cool because Jim Carrey does a commentary on it. So if you like the film, man, definitely get the Blu-ray because Jim Carrey, Ben Stiller, and Judd Apatow they're on the commentary together. But it's a fun film. I prefer other Jim Carrey movies, but I like The Cable Guy. Oh, thank you. See, now it's working. I know you have seen Dolphin Tale. Did I see Dolphin Tales? Did I? If I did, I don't remember. What's your thoughts on the true story of Winter the dolphin who lost her tail, survived with? It's a very sweet tale. It's a very sweet tale, no pun intended. And yeah, I mean, to lose a tail like that has to be pretty hard for an animal to go through. The fact she was able to pull through as long as she did is pretty neat. And the fact that some humans can be actually decent and treating animals like decent shows at least there's a little bit of hope for the human race, at least the slimmest. So, uh, yeah, it's a nice tale that not every human's a dickhead. AB James, that has nothing to do with it. It's my satellite internet. I cannot stream on a laptop. I have satellite internet. If you have satellite internet, you know that you cannot stream with it, and there's nothing else around here in this area where I live at. So the only way I can stream is on my phone because of the service of the phone. Explore for and Jumping Galaxies. I haven't seen in a while, man. How are you doing? Hey, Jumping Galaxies. It's been a long while. How are you doing, sir? I forgot. Yeah, it's been a long while. How are you? I haven't heard from you in a long time. But thank you, Bobby. I really appreciate it, man. No, Matthew Broderick doesn't really do, unless maybe Ferris Bueller. He doesn't really do interviews. No, no Matthew Broderick on the features or Cable Guy. But thank you guys for your kindness. Thank you so much, everyone. I just had to show you guys something here. I thought maybe some people would be coming by, but it's last minute, so I'll show you this. What I got recently. I got this. Thank you, Explorer 4. Now, what this is a limited edition 4K limited, and what's in it, which this looks nice here. And it is a steelbook. Look at that. Look at that steelbook. Got the dog tags on the back. And this was Hard Target 2 in here, but I threw that out. Unless someone wants me to break it on stream, maybe if it's like a big super chat, I'll break it on stream. And not only does it have that, but it has a poster. It has a bunch of lobby cards, which I have not opened it yet, but I could send it here. I really don't have many steel books because I don't really collect much. I just did this because it's one of my favorite films, but yeah. lobby cards, and it has a book. It has a book with a bunch of production notes in it. So, yes, this is the limited edition steelbook of Hard Target, which it has no features, but it looked like the picture quality was a bit better than the Kino Lorber one. Maybe that's just me, though. Don't take my word on it because I'm not good with that stuff. But yeah. Oh, you still need to see Hard Target? Well, usually I just watch my fan cut of Hard Target, but again, I had to get this because it's one of my personal favorite films, and I love the film to death. Got Wilford Brimley there. He didn't get his diabetes, so he's pissed. Actually, he needs to get his sugar because of the diabetes. He hasn't got his sugar, so he's pissed. Um, yeah, let me just put this in here. But yeah, it is all this stuff here in this really nice looking steel book. Well, look how nice that looks. I mean, aside from my fingerprints on it, but look at that. Don't hunt what you can't kill. There you go. Let me put this back in here so I don't screw it up. There we go. There we go. And that's the back of it there. That right there. And that's pretty much what I picked up recently. But it was worth it because, again, I'm a sucker for that movie. Again, I don't really pick up steelbooks and stuff because if I have the film, whatever. But if it's one of my personal favorites like that, then I'll do it. So that's right. It is. I keep forgetting. It is the 30th anniversary of this film. It is the 30th anniversary of this film. That means I should do something for this. I don't know what, but should do something for this. Real Gangsta, I know who you are, man. You could go ahead and troll all you want because I know who you are, man. You've never been on here before. You say the same type of things other people do. Whatever, man. If you want a reaction, I'm not going to get it today. I'm going too fine. Thank you, Michael Myers. I appreciate it. Uh, the Warriors, I prefer the original cut because I don't need the stupid comic book panels. The stupid comic book panels are fucking stupid. They're dumb. They're useless. They're shit. No one wanted them. I've never met a single person that said, I love those comic book panels in the Warriors when he added those in. Never. Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it, Bobby. Thank you so much for your kindness, man. I want to thank you for introducing me to great films like Rambo, Hard Target. I introduced you to those? Cool. Cobra and others. Before I was just watching Godzilla and other movies you've talked about, haven't seen other films yet. That's cool, man. I'm glad you saw Hard Target and Cobra, and I'm glad you enjoyed those films. So very cool. I'm glad you enjoyed them, man. You're one of those guys that's always been very nice, very generous. So thank you, Bobby. I really, truly appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm glad be on here accomplished something. It might not be much of anything, but I guess I accomplished a sliver of something. So thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't think anyone likes the comic book panels in the Warriors. Oh, thank you, Jumping Galaxies. Thank you, man. Um, did I freeze up? I don't know. Maybe I have to maybe wait for a bit. Let me answer this Jumpin' Galaxy since you sent in a super chat. It's the least I could do. Possible topic. What is a film you used to hate but now you have a completely changed opinion of? For you, it's so Predator 2, Jaws 2, and Die Hard 2. You didn't like, but you like now? Huh. Hmm. I don't know. Let me think. Let me think. That I used to hate but I like now? I don't know what that would be. Uh, I used to hate but I don't mind now. There may be people in the chat they'll tell me before I can figure it out. I used to Soldier with Kurt Russell would be one where I wasn't really sure on it, but the more I've watched the film, the more I like it. Uh, that's always tough because I've seen so many films, and it's like that kind of stuff I don't really put into my head a lot. I mean, I've always liked Hot Fuzz. I do appreciate it more now, but I've always liked it. I'm trying to think of a movie like I hated. Like, was there a movie I hated, but then I like now? No, not Blood Rain 2. Fuck that movie. Uh, Let me see if I can find a list. Yes, The Amazing Spider-Man 2. That's one that I hated and I actually appreciate a bit more nowadays. Yes, thank you, Ryan. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 was one of them. I know people like, what the hell? Really? And I always liked Hulk 2003, but yeah, I'd probably say I like that a bit more nowadays. Hulk 2003. I've been kind of iffy on it, but yeah, Hulk 2003. Yeah, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003. Yeah, those are a couple nowadays. Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters is another one. I always liked Jurassic Park 3, Bobby, so no, I've always liked that movie. Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters. That's one I remember thinking, what the hell is this movie? And then I saw it again. I'm like, you know what? This movie wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad, Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters. So that was another one that popped in my head. You know what? Honestly, same with films like Assassins, things of that era where I'm like, I don't know. But then compared to today, I'm like, Assassins was still on. I could watch it. I could watch it. And yeah, Soldier, that was one with Kurt Russell. So that's a few. I'm sure if I'd given more time, I could think of stuff. But Planet of the Apes, no, I kind of feel the same as I did now. I'm not a big Planet of the Apes guy. The cat from Assassins, he didn't bother me, so don't matter to me. He didn't bother me, so I don't bother him. Uh, Maybe the Avengers. Yeah, I mean, maybe. Yeah, I can understand that point of view. What about Halloween 2? The original Halloween 2, I've always liked. The new one, I always hated. Red Eye, that's maybe another one too that grew on me a little bit. I'm like, you know what, Red Eye? It's actually pretty short, pretty fast paced. You know what? Not as bad as I remember. So yeah, there's a few movies out there. And then the opposite, I hate to say this, I actually used to like Die Hard 5 in the theater. Then I saw it at home and went, I can't. I wanted to like Die Hard because I love the four Die Hard films, but I couldn't. Die Hard 5 was too bad. I tricked myself into liking it in the theater, and I'm pissed at it. I'm pissed at myself for it, but it is what it is. Hey, Night of Snake, I'm doing okay. No, if you're a fan of Steven Seagal and John Cena, be my guest. No, I don't hate people who like them. You can be my guest. You can like anything you want. It's fun to have discussions, debates, and stuff, but you can like whatever you want, man. Because it was seeing a Die Hard film on the big screen and seeing Bruce Willis again and not minding some of the over top action sequences, most particular the finale at Chernobyl. I'm like, wow, they're at Chernobyl? That's an interesting location for an action sequence. And but yeah, it didn't hold up. How would I rank the Rambo films? Two, three, four, one, and five dead last. Uh, Dire 5 is worse. I do remember Bird on a Wire. Thank you, Stephen T. I do. I like the movie. Bird on a Wire. I believe John Badham directed that, who did The Hard Way, and that's another underrated director. I like First Blood, J.O. Biomass, but the other films I like more. But yeah, I understand when I say low, that's still a favorite of mine. Like the first four. Uh, hey, dude, maybe learn how to spell stallion. If you don't know how to spell, then you're not really being a smart, tough guy. That's not how you spell stallion, man. At least learn how to spell if you're going to be. But yeah, Bird on a Wire is a fun movie. Very entertaining film. Mel Gibson worked well with Goldie Hawn. It's not my favorite John Badham movie, but I do like it a decent amount. Well, guys, I mean, hey, he maybe the guy needs hooked on phonics. It's not just for kids. Probably, I mean, well, the guy's probably like 12 years old, doesn't know what I'm even talking about. What's hooked on phonics? It's for you. It's on your birth certificate. Hooked on phonics, based on the chronics. For him, maybe it's hooked on chronics, especially when he was a kid. Hooked on chronics. Maybe that was the problem. He was going for hooked on phonics, but he took the hooked on chronics. Don't do the hooked on chronics, kids. Well, I don't smoke weed. I know there are people that do, and if you do, that's fine as long as it doesn't bother you. I'm just not that type of guy. But if you do, be my guest. Thank you, United States. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate everyone for coming by on a Friday night. I'm not sure what you mean by perimeter, Jackie. Like least favorite perimeter. I don't know what that means by perimeter. Thanks, Arcade. I'm glad I make you proud. Hey there, Gary Blow. Dozer. I've seen a little bit of Double Toasted. I don't like the one where they made fun of Dean Cain, even though Dean Cain had a legitimate question. Because Dean Cain was like, "What's this deal with this? Okay, they have a Superman, but then it's gay. What's going on there?" Like, if they actually watched the video, Dean Cain had an actual reasonable argument, and they just made fun of him. That kind of turned me off of Double Toasted. Well, yeah, Kev Smith would put anyone off of smoking weed. Uh, which is worse, Rambo 5 or Die Hard 5? Honestly, Rambo 5 makes me more mad. because Stallone, I don't know. I think Stallone should have known better. I don't know. Just Rambo is my favorite franchise, so that makes me more mad. So I would say I'd rather watch Die Hard 5 than Rambo 5 because if I watch Rambo 5, I would get more mad and angry. That's just me, though. Well, Kim Smith, yeah, he has become a parody because he cries all the time in every damn trailer. He's quit weed now. Well, he should quit making movies now. Hey, Night Living Dude. I don't know if I've seen you around here. Funny if no, I haven't so far had an issue with a sore throat. I guess maybe it's like any other muscle. It gets used to it. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if anyone is some type of voice coach out there, but maybe because like the more you use it on a consistent basis, like maybe I don't know, maybe it's like the muscle gets more used to talking in longer periods. I don't know. Maybe that's not true. My biggest issue with Rambo 5 is not a Rambo movie. Nothing about it feels like a Rambo movie. He does things Rambo would not do. He talks way too much. He talks more than Rambo does in the first four movies. He doesn't look like Rambo. He doesn't act like Rambo. He doesn't seem like Rambo. If you change that to Roy Dambo or Steve Sambo, it'd be the same fucking movie. Oh, that's cool, Night Living Dude. Yeah, water is definitely a good bet. I mean, I drink Mellow Yellow, but I also have water. Water is always a good bet. You always gotta always best to stay hydrated. I think a lot of people they don't drink as much water as they think they are, so they don't realize they're dehydrated. So yeah, good luck on your videos, man. Good luck with that. Yeah, Jedi. It doesn't feel like an Indy 5. I mean, Indy 5 doesn't feel like Indiana Jones film. You're right. Best DC cartoon beat DC Batman the Animated Series. I think someone asked like the best DC movie. Oh, Night Living Dude, thank you, man. Thank you for the kind words. Glad you're enjoying the stuff. Thank you. Forget what the other stuff is. Yeah, Rambo 5, I didn't feel like Rambo at all. It felt like Rambo in name only. That was my issue with it. And people got mad at me for it, but as time has went on, it seems like more people, it's like, yeah, Rambo 5 it doesn't seem like a Rambo movie. I'm like, that's what I said. Oh, that's cool jumping galaxies to each their own. I despise Indiana Jones 5. I think it's a piece of shit film. Why Lethal Weapon 5, why would anyone be excited for that? Supernova Virus, I would rather watch Supernova at least to watch James Spader. Well, there are some good part fives. Dirty Harry 5, The Deadpool, Fast 5. Once in a while there's a decent part 5, but very rarely. Could Bruce Lee work in a horror film? Absolutely. I imagine Bruce Lee in Silent Rage, yeah, absolutely could work. What did you do on Independence Day? Honestly, just requests. Well, the Royal Flush, I got that with The Hunted with Tommy Lee Jones. Because Benicio del Toro was pretty much Rambo in that. I mean, he was pretty much that type of guy, far gone, killing anybody, and Tommy Lee Jones is Colonel Troutman. I mean, that's what The Hunted by William Friedkin is. The Hunted is uh, First Blood, the novel. If Tommy Lee Jones played Colonel Troutman, Rambo 5, I would rather watch Rambo 5 than Indiana Jones 5. Thank you, Jumping Galaxies. I appreciate that. James Dean, I haven't seen enough of his stuff to give a good opinion. Steven Spielberg Jaws situation. I didn't know what situation. Rocky 5. Yeah, I prefer the work print. Oh, Jay Biomass, I guess you gotta come on here. We gotta have it. We're gonna go a debate John Wick 4. Come on. Like I say, it's cool if you like the film. It's cool. I mean, if I respond to you in a comment, it's not me attacking anybody. It's just sometimes I like to engage in debate, but that's not. It's hard to do that in comments because comments you have no inflection in terms of voice, in terms of like talking. You can say the same sentence, but depending on the inflection of a voice, it can mean 3 or 4 different things. So I like to have fun. That's all YouTube's supposed to be. Why didn't Rambo 5 take place somewhere else? Because they wanted that. Well, thank you, Bobby. I appreciate your kindness once again. Thank you, man. You and others have been very generous. How would you rank the Blob? Okay, so ranking. The Blob, 50s, Godzilla Small Monster. So, have not seen Hypnotic, J Forever Team. How would you? The Blob, 1988 would be number 1. Godzilla versus Small Monster, number 2. The Stuff, number 3. The 50s Blob, number 4. And Beware of Blob, number 5. I don't put this up because I want to say thank you for the money. Hey, if anyone wants to super chat more of these, I'll put as many of these as I want. If anyone wants to put up like 100 of these, I'll be down for that just to have the money. So, yeah, if you want to do that like 50 more times, I really appreciate it. If you could do that about 50 more times, please, thank you. Teach your own, Ryan. Shark representation. No, I don't know any new thing about that. Garrison. Tombstone's a good choice, Josh. I like Tombstone quite a bit. Tombstone's a really good Western. I would say, yeah, Tombstone would probably be my top 5 favorite Westerns. Yes, arcade, those who pay are the best. I agree. Phantom of Death, never heard of it, man. Rank the Saw films, 1, 2, and then nothing else. Because the only one I like is the first Saw, honestly. Will the new Alien be worse than Covenant? Probably, because they seem to get worse and worse, not better and better, except very, very, very rare occasions. Blood in, Blood out, didn't see it. But yeah, usually they get worse and worse and worse. So yeah, the new Alien film probably will be the worst. Teach their own arcade. After the second one, it felt like the same movie. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 15, they all felt like the exact same film, copy and paste. I can't tell the difference between any of them. Even Friday the 13th films I thought had more variety than that. That's just my opinion. Alien 3 is still the worst, Jackie. Spiral, I appreciate Chris Rock trying to do something different, but I wish it wasn't a Saw film. I think that was his big mistake, just being a Saw movie. Just if it was his own movie, it could go in any direction it wanted to. But because it had to succumb to the Saw cliches, that was his downfall, because you had to have a twist. You had to do this and that. To me, the detriment of that is being part of a Saw franchise. It should have been its own separate, unique thing. Now, you don't want Shane Black to be a xenomorph cutting off a hand and putting in and making it have a thumbs up to a space marine. Worst Tarantino film? Hateful Eight. Best one? From Dusk Till Dawn. Which, yeah, I know he wrote it, but it's still my favorite. Worst Kubrick film? Barry Lyndon. Tarantino, I'm not a fan of The Hateful Eight or Inglourious Bastards. I do like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I like Pulp Fiction. I like Jackie Brown. I like Reservoir Dogs. Kill Bill is my favorite he's directed. The Last Crematorium, I've heard of it, but I don't know. Hey, Uncle Bill, how's it going, man? How are you doing today? When the hell are we doing Kickboxer? I don't know. Depends if people want to see it. God damn it. But I know you're pretty busy tonight. I was actually going to you missed it, but I know you'll love this. Who is this? Ah.
I'm here. What's up, everybody?
Hey. It's funny. Like, are you and Uncle Bill like talking to each other? Because as soon as he enters the chat, then you entered on here. like the same time. It's like just in sync with each other.
That's funny. Just timing, I guess. No, I'm not. I haven't talked to him today.
I sent him a link, but I figured he was busy, so.
He's not busy. Get your ass on here.
Yeah, I don't know when Kickboxer will be, man. It depends how many. I don't know. Do you have like another 85 streams you're doing with Dead Piz? Like, you got the tour of Italy. You got like 85 like Vinegar Syndrome streams. Like, I know I do a lot of videos. It was like, goddamn, like, I think you're working for Vinegar Syndrome nowadays. Revisionist history.
He's on the payroll.
It's a revisionist historian for Vinegar Syndrome. There you go. Revisionist historian for Vinegar Syndrome, and you're gonna rewrite all the history. That's his job now. Revisionist history.
Yeah.
My history, your history, everybody's history. Nah, man. If you're enjoying it, go for it. I don't know what you bought, but I'll look forward to it. I was going to show this, but I already showed this before, but Stomach Mark, I know you'll like this. You may already have this actually. The limited edition.
I recently got it, but I should say recently purchased. It's not here yet, but it's on the way.
Is the steelbook?
Couldn't pass it up. I know, man. It looks so good.
And not only that, but it's got a book. It's got all these lobby cards.
Oh, nice. That is sweet.
And then it's got a booklet as well. So, and it's got a poster as well too.
Cool.
To hang up.
Yeah, I can't wait. I had to grab it. It was so worth it. One thing I didn't realize, I don't know how I missed it, but the second movie's in there.
Yeah, and I threw that out. I told people on here, if you want to see me break it on camera, give me like a big super chat. I'll break it on camera. Oh. I threw that out. I put my no,
don't break. I'm not a fan of it, so don't kill me.
So
But
now
like,
someone's got to do it now. But
no, I want you to keep it so like in the future we do a commentary on it. That's why.
of Hard Target 2?
Yeah,
Oh, that'll be the day.
that'd be awesome.
I put my for those who see it, if you wonder why this disc is, that's my fan cut of the film that I put in there. Because I have a fan cut, which is the work print, and then I added the extended ending. But I love the work print version. So,
is it like when it comes to the extended ending? How much longer is it? Like, I don't think I've ever seen that version.
no. In the work print, it's shorter because it just cuts to when Van Damme kicks Lance Henriksen, and then it's he kicks Lance Henriksen.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have the bit where Lance Henriksen has the flaming board and Van Damme's fighting him.
Yeah.
That was not in the work print version. But then the audiences wanted more, so they went back and did additional photography.
Okay.
And the bit with Lance Henriksen kicking the barrel and Van Damme jumping over it, and when Van Damme grabs the thing, you have all the flashbacks. That was added after the fact. So the work print doesn't have that. So I took the work print and then I put the ending that's in the theatrical and added in there as just my
nice
fan cut of it. Okay. So, and I like the way the work print looks. Because it looks like a Grindhouse movie with the coloring, and it's got extended action scenes. So that's why I always watch the work print version. Plus, it's got music from Aliens in it during the action sequences.
Wow.
So that's pretty cool.
I need to track that down one day.
When he's shooting the guy and then kicks him and keeps shooting him some more. Aliens is playing that.
That is so cool. Yeah, I'm gonna have to track.
Yeah,
that
that's
down,
why I if you want, I have a link to my fan cut I could send you. It's pretty much the work print just with that in. Just let me know. I'll send the link.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I have it on Mega Upload. I could do that. I'll send it to you in the Instagram.
Okay. Nice.
You just have to fast forward because in my work print I put a bunch of 80. No, that's a different one. No, there's another fan cut I did that actually I took from someone because they had it uploaded and I downloaded it. It was a Friday 13th Part 7 fan cut where they put it was the VHS version of the uncut version of the New Blood, and then they have like 80s trailers in front of it, like Bloodsport.
That is cool.
Because it's 88, the same year. Yeah, I mean, I could send it in the chat. People were asking in the chat. I could try. But yeah, this is a really cool thing. There's no features, though, sadly, on the disc. That's my issue.
Wow. I'm really shocked. Was there anything on the Kino one?
Yeah, there's interviews on the Kino one, so I'm keeping that.
Okay.
This one looked like the picture quality was a little bit better. I don't know if that's me, but I think this is more universal than a Kino. I don't know. It seemed like maybe I'm not good with that, but it looked like the picture quality was a little bit better. But don't take my word for it. I'm not good at judging that.
They may have done like a full on like 4K restoration. Like I'm not sure if Kino did that. I need to check now because like I have that Kino 4K as well. But yeah, that'd be worth looking into.
There you go. If anyone wants me to break it. No.
Don't.
But yeah, I have it there kept. And then this I put that's the 4K in that, and then this has the Blu-ray and then some other stuff on it. I'm a big fan, so now I got like I rarely do this, but now I got
nothing wrong with that. So. It's one of the best action movies ever. Hey, like I'm pretty much like that with T2. I got like 10 fucking copies of that, so I understand it like for sure.
But yeah, thanks for stopping by, man. I know you had a very long day. If you need to head out anytime, let me know. I don't want to keep you up and
I'm hanging out.
Want to do some other shit? But hey, people in the chat, yeah, I'm trying to get that link for someone who asked. I'll take them in because this has satellite internet, so it's super slow.
Oh.
And by the way, also glad I mentioned this before. Indiana Jones 5 is bombing badly.
Which I saw that, man. Like, I don't know why the hell they thought this movie was gonna do anything. It's like between $250 and $300 million production. Right now, it's at like 156 or 59. Like, that's bad. Like, for a movie like this that has such a legacy, like in terms of franchise, that's rough, man. And then like I saw Harrison said, I'm done after this one. I'm like, well, of course you are. Like, you shouldn't have. Here's a question though. He shouldn't have done it, obviously. Do you think had they not like had him come back and all that, like say he sat this one out, would they have gone forward with the production? Is he partly to blame?
Well, yeah, Harrison Ford wanted to do it. And now they're blaming the fans.
Well, when it doesn't succeed,
Kennedy's like, it's your fault. It's your fault. You didn't go see it. You're misogynistic.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. No, like, I mean, come on. It was never gonna work. It's that ship sailed. Like, I was fine with leaving it with Last Crusade. I don't hate Crystal Skull, but that was such a great ending. I was fine with that. Maybe they'll learn their lesson. Who knows? I mean, that's a lot of revenue that they're not going to get back elsewhere, because I can't see like them making up for it with like home video sales or anything. Although I'm sure it'll make some money, but nowhere near like back that for that production budget. That sucks.
No, I mean, they're not making back the money. I'm just telling you.
No,
they're not making it back at all. I mean, what was it? Someone said if it keeps up like this, it could be like one of the biggest bombs in history with that much fucking money.
It could be.
It cost.
Yeah. It really.
I mean, I'm guessing you didn't see the film.
No,
so I guess I
didn't watch it. No, I mean, if you spoil it, it's fine. It's.
Well, I mean, I did a review of it. I mean, if you want to see 2.5 hours of a lady calling him an old piece of shit. In order to save him, he's got to punch him and knock him out as he's a damsel in distress in the third act. If you want to see that. Yeah, he gets wounded. He's on a plane, and she has to go save him. And then they go back in time because there's time travel.
Right, yeah.
And then he wants to stay there because he thinks he's a fucking old geezer loser for the retirement home. He has nothing to live for. Since Shia LaBeouf died in Vietnam. And he's divorced from Marion, so he wants to stay there. And then she has to punch him out. And then you have the reshot ending, because I guarantee you it was reshot. And then he kisses Marion because Marion's there. And then the movie ends with like Indiana Jones' hat outside, like it was a pair of fucking laundry. It makes sense because it's fucking hanging out to dry, this whole fucking thing, man. So if you want to see that, be my guest.
Wait, so
you may like it.
No, I won't. Not from that synopsis. What? Like, okay, wait. Like, Mikkelsen's the villain, right?
Yeah.
So who's Banderas? I thought like he was gonna have a big part.
He's in it for 5 minutes as a guy on a ship that they dive for an artifact, and when they dive back up, he gets killed. He's in it for like 5 minutes. What did you think he was?
I thought he was just gonna have like a big role, but like I barely saw him in any of like the promotional material. You think they would?
Because that's all there is. He's on a boat. He says about 4 lines. For those who have seen the film, am I lying? Yeah,
go ahead. To say the least, man. Like, I'm a Banderas guy. Like, wow. Well, I mean, I guess I don't feel so bad about it bombing. Like, they doing stuff like that. Like, fuck it. Yeah, I don't. Oh man.
I also find it funny that early in the film, like Mads Mikkelsen's on a train, right? And it's like the early part of the movie. there's a sign. He gets hit in the face with this sign on a speeding train and flies off. Now, what do you think that would do if you hit by a metal sign on a speeding train, and you fly off?
You'd be dead or decapitated, which would make you
No,
dead.
you would come back and not have a scar on your face. In the present time of 1969.
Of course you would.
I don't even think he even had a scar. If you get hit in the face with a sign on a speeding train, I guess it's not Dennis Hopper on Speed. Your head pops off. You True. Barely get a scratch. It is Looney Tunes, Jack Frost. It is. That's what the whole fucking movie.
Damn. Well, I guess that's disappointment. I haven't even seen it, but disappointment number like 25 so far is anything. Like, so far, I mean, we're more than halfway through the year. Nothing has been really good. I mean, everything's been disappointing or just flat out terrible.
Have you seen any films you liked this year?
If I have to think that hard,
I can name a couple.
Okay.
I liked Distraction 2. I did like that one.
It's in my queue to watch. 2. Haven't watched it yet.
It has some issues, but I did like it.
Okay.
So, but
well, what else besides that one?
Sisu, which is a foreign action film. I didn't mind that. Sisu.
Right. That was pretty solid.
If Uncle Bill's in here, he'll get mad at me. Nah, not really. I'm just playing. But I actually didn't mind that Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Okay.
It was harmless. It's like Guardians of the Galaxy, but with dragons. It was harmless. It was fun.
Mm-hmm.
That was a request. And I didn't mind the Mario Bros. Movie. It was eye candy, but I liked the games, and it was, again, harmless fun. I like Creed 3. I know why. It was better than I thought it would be. But, so yeah, there's a couple films. Sick, which you talked about.
That's right.
No, that was another movie. Did you talk about Sick?
I think we did.
Yeah, I thought I heard about. Yeah, I want to make sure that was the movie I was thinking of. Yeah, I liked that one.
The one Calvin Williamson wrote was like a Peacock.
Yeah, Kevin Williamson. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't mind that. So yeah, there's a couple.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to think of one thing. That's
still like a pretty dull year. I mean, considering all the stuff that's coming out and has come out, like nothing's looking great. I mean, well, they've been playing it to death, and I wasn't gonna go see it. I might be going. I'm considering it. The next Mission Impossible. Had you liked the last few that have come out?
Yeah, Road Nation, and what was the last one? Fallout. I did like it. Those are really good. Okay. So,
yeah, I'm really considering it. Like, whether you like Tom Cruise or not, you can't not respect the guy for like doing that stuff. I mean,
yeah, Uncle Bill's favorite actor.
Oh yeah. I wish he was in here. But my hat's off to him. Right. It's a lost art. I like that. Like doing everything in camera, or at least as much as possible. So like I really appreciate that kind of thing.
Hey, Anthony.
What's up, Anthony?
Anthony, I'm sure you will look forward to Indiana Jones 5. I was on a stream, like I was in the chat, and he's like, "Yeah, I heard some appreciated things about." Like, you're right. You don't watch The Flash? See a superhero put a baby in a microwave?
I saw the first 30 minutes of it, and I fell asleep. So there you go.
In the theater?
But no, fuck no. I watched it on a stream. It was a stream. Don't tell
first 30. So did you get to the scene with the baby in the microwave?
Yeah.
I just So how do you feel about that scene?
On one hand, I was like, there are babies floating in the air and possibly plummeting to their death. And I couldn't believe that they were doing something like that in a movie that's probably more so marketed for kids than anything. But it's just ridiculous. The whole thing's ridiculous. I can't imagine how much money like went into all the visual effect shots. There's like $1 million in like the first 10 minutes. Like it's so much. Yeah, just I can't get into that. Like not the effect stuff, just like the movie itself. Like I couldn't get into it anyway. So I didn't see anything that happened with Keaton or anything like that, but I've heard all about it already.
Yeah, he dies. They kill him off.
Yeah, I'm glad I missed that
part. That's probably
part.
the last time you see him.
What a waste.
So I'll try to get it to the guy who asked. I'm gonna have to change it because they don't really like links on streams, but hopefully that works for you, man. If it does, let me know. But sorry to the chat. I was just wanted to ask Mark's opinions on Indy 5 and The Flash. Those are two very much bombing, and I wonder why. Maybe audiences are finally like, you know what? Maybe this ain't worth a shit. Maybe I don't want to see these movies.
Yeah.
Why would I?
Right. I don't think the audience of today gives a shit about Indiana Jones. That's just the way it is. And then the fans of the past, we don't want it. So it's like, it's not for anyone really. And then the same thing with like The Flash is just, I don't think audience care. Maybe it's Ezra Miller. That could be a thing. Like people don't forget stuff like that's on the internet forever. They know what the guy's done. But on the flip side, even if it's not him, I mean, the movie's not really good. So it's like, who's it really for? Even like the diehard DC fans don't seem to like it. So I don't know, man. I don't know what they're going to do because I know that was an expensive one as well.
So Anthony was asking, do you think these budgets will get scaled down like the typical summer blockbuster nowadays? Have these massive budgets to make back? They have to, otherwise it's getting to a point where Ant-Man 3 underperformed, Shazam 2 underperformed.
Mm-hmm.
Flash is not doing well. Indiana Jones 5 is not doing well.
The fatigue has set in definitely for like the comic book movie stuff for sure. Audiences are like, I think they're just done. They've seen it all. All of it's been done. I mean, there's only so many ways you can save somebody in a scene. So it's like they're just waiting on the next thing to come along.
They have to. Otherwise, it's going to be one of these studios, big studios, is going to die out if it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not saying it'll be Disney because they still have all these avenues, but do not be surprised if one day Disney starts selling stuff off that they bought before. But I would not be surprised if one day they sold something like Star Wars. Maybe not Star Wars, but something big.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're still losing money on all this and you've tarnished your product to the point people aren't that interested,
mm-hmm.
then really what do you have it for? Like, what are you making up the revenue that you paid for it? Are you making up the revenue that you're losing now that these films are doing less and less business?
Yeah. Like, I mean, they're in a weird place. Like it's almost do or die for some of these franchises. I mean, they have a deep like catalog of stuff. There's a lot of IPs there. They could do any of the stuff that originally made them be known as like the big Disney conglomerate that it became. So they could fall back on a lot of that. But we're also, I mean, we're just in a weird place right now in cinema in general, because if you look at like dramas, like why are those $200 million? Like, why does that need to like, look at Oppenheimer. That's probably going to be a great movie, but like,
how much did that cost?
It's in like the area of like 200 million or so. Same thing with Killers of
I
the
didn't know
Flower
that.
Moon. Same thing with Killers of
Really?
the Flower Moon. Like those are really high budget dramas, and dramas don't typically make a lot of money. Not hundreds of millions anyway. Like so I I'm a little like scared for those guys because like those are good filmmakers. I like Nolan, Scorsese. I don't know if they're gonna
Yeah, I
make
was
that
going to ask,
back.
why are they so expensive? I mean, Oppenheimer maybe for some nuclear explosions, but that's still not enough to make it that expensive. Especially also the Killers of the Flower Moon. Why would it be that expensive?
I don't know,
Wait,
man.
I
I have
mean,
no idea.
are flowers gonna go and kill like a couple fucking cities? I know it's not that kind of movie, folks, but I don't see those movies making it. Then
No.
I don't.
Yeah, I'm thinking like, and I hope I'm wrong, but I think Oppenheimer will bomb. Well, no pun intended with that. But but it's just
It's
not.
3 hours, right? Or like a 3 hour
Yeah.
movie.
Hmm.
And at best, they'll break even. At best,
I hope
and I don't
so.
think they'll do that.
Yeah, I'm hoping for that, but I know realistically, like with today's audience, like that's not something that they're gonna go. Maybe like 10 years ago, maybe. But like if you look at
Mm.
something like Lincoln, which I think that was
Mm.
Spielberg, right?
Yeah, Spielberg
Yeah,
did that.
and that cost a decent amount of money, and it made it all back. But I can't see that coming out now and doing the same sort of business. Like it's just, I mean, if you know the movies like what I guess it would be called the action movie now. They're still superhero movies, but those were always like the guaranteed hot ticket item for the summer. Like those were going to make a lot of money, but now they're not doing the numbers as before. So,
Well, even then, like Lincoln, it says it costs like 65 million. That's still far away from 200
it
million
is far
of the
away,
budget.
but that's still a lot for a drama, like a period piece drama. Like, and that's not really even an epic, I would say. Like,
Right.
so that's still a lot. Anything over like 25 million for a drama is really ridiculous to me.
Hmm. Yeah,
But again,
but
that
I didn't know those were that expensive, like $200 million. Someone said what the Barbie movie is 100 million. Is that true?
possibly it's tracking to do a lot though. Like I saw an article
Mhm.
earlier today where it's tracking to do really, really well. Um I'm not sure what the opening is. They didn't give a projection, but apparently it's going to do really well. And if it does, we're going to see a lot more of the Mattel Films things on screen. I saw a number of like 45 things in production so far. Um, and I've said this in the past on here that like they they love their IPs, like that's their thing. And the head of the studio said the same thing. Right now in this marketplace, IP is king. That's what you want as a studio. You want your property to be the number one thing at the box office. And it's about franchise. It's not enough to just put out like a movie like Joker, for example. Like Joker,
Mhm.
the character in itself is its own IP. I mean, I think we knew that the popularity of like that character would pull in a lot of money just because of the character, but it's one of those things like they want a franchise. You said it as well as I said it. Like it doesn't need a sequel. The first movie's fine. Like it's a good movie, but they want franchise. They want the guaranteed dollar. I mean, best case scenario for any of these studios is like they want a John Wick franchise, which is $1 billion franchise now. Like you look at Lionsgate, they took a gamble on that first movie. I mean, that could have made, just broke even or made nothing at all. But I mean, obviously they're happy as like pigs and shit right now because it's the one of the biggest franchises ever. It's it's in the pop culture zeitgeist and like people are really embracing it overall. Like it's what you want. But it's the days of having one great successful movie or just even a good movie. are kind of gone. Like, it's all formula now.
I'll be honest, I didn't think that many people wanted a Barbie movie. So the fact it might do that well, it just something about that makes me sad. Just like a Barbie movie was going to be one of the big hits. Like
Barney's coming as well. I don't know if you saw that.
Was the A24 Barney? Wasn't that what it is?
Maybe. I mean, I have no idea. I didn't look any further than just seeing the headline of.
Because someone says it's gonna have like visuals like A24 or something. I'm like, what? Is it gonna have Barney get cum on his face or something from a fucking lighthouse or something?
I don't know. Like, I didn't look into
Barney's
it at all.
buddy don't get his head ripped off like a fucking Pez dispenser and have a goddamn Burger King crown at the end. I'm Barney the fucking dinosaur.
They'll make like the horror movie version, like Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, I still didn't see that movie.
Oh,
fucking hell!
Don't waste your time.
I mean, if it's a request, but I think everyone else must have been like, "Nah, it ain't worth it." Don't blame them.
It's not.
Fuck the movie. Yeah, the guy from Get Out is in the new Barney movie, and that's the interview I saw where there's like similarities to A24. Daniel Kaluuya.
Yeah, I saw his name. I saw his name attached to it. I didn't even go further. I was like, well, okay, that's happening.
Maybe Barney has like a midlife crisis, and he has all these surreal fucking visions. Where did my life go? Stuck in this chicken shit outfit. He'll be like that fucking fraud in Meet the Feebles, like having Vietnam flashbacks and addicted to drugs.
Yeah.
Yes, Barney as in the dinosaur. Yes, that Barney. Yep. Feel free to look it up.
And then
I don't think they said it was a horror movie. Just someone said it's like, do I have A24? I really didn't get it either. That's why I'm like, I think maybe he's like has a midlife crisis. I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, it could be like if they are going the A24 route, if that's even a thing. I didn't watch it yet, but there's like a documentary on Peacock about it. How they received like death threats and all sorts of crazy stuff. But it's more so like it's Barney. Like it's like a 2-part documentary on like the production and stuff. So maybe it's more so going that route about like the real life, like behind the scenes. Like, yeah, it was a popular show, it made money or whatever, but there was a lot of bad things going on behind the scenes. So maybe it's like that. Possibly. That's the only way I could think, like that whole A24.
Well, it says here it's going to be an adult, surrealistic A24 type film. Barney the dinosaur.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's what you want, an adult Barney the dinosaur movie. That's A24.
I never thought I'd hear those words in the same sentence.
Well, that's A24 for you, my favorite studio. So I'm not surprised. The Beau is Afraid Part 2. Having fucking 3-hour movie.
Yeah, it'll probably be 3 hours. Cost like $100 million. Just like Barbie.
This is the fucking I gotta read this because to get your reaction.
Okay.
This is from, and I want to get the guy's name. The executive, Kevin McKeown. We're leaning into the millennial angst of the property rather than fine-tuning this for kids. It's really a play for adults. It's not that it's R-rated, but it'll focus on the trials and tribulations of being a 30-something growing up with Barney. So I guess it's about like the actual making of the show, I guess.
That's what
it'll be.
It has to be.
So I guess that's what it is about the making of the show. Like an evil version of, I don't know, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood with Tom Hanks. Like a much more like depressing version of that. So it's So okay, more likely it's going to be about the making of the show and about probably, like you said, those death threat stuff, probably, and people out of contemplating their fucking existence while making Barney the dinosaurs. So it'd be about that, about the making of that fucking show, you know. So it's not going to be like Willy's Wonderland or something. It's going to be like, you know,
yeah,
it was so depressing making this show, or something like that. I don't know.
They're so depressed counting the millions of dollars that they made from the ratings and merchandise and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, yeah, go ahead.
It's troubling to me more so that they said, this is Mattel talking, we have 45 films in production off of like the current stuff that we own. I'm like, Hot Wheels is one. Like, what's that's all I can think of. Like, what else do you have? Like 45? I don't know what Mattel owns, like, other than that, at least off the top of my head. I'd have to look at a list. But are you really going to try to make a story around all of these characters? Like, what?
Well, if Barbie's this successful and other stuff, that's going to hopefully for them, hopefully be the new fad. It's like they know superhero films are going out of style, so maybe video game movies, Mario Brothers, maybe being such a huge hit, maybe toys, Barbie, if that's a huge hit. What's the new fad?
I mean, for a while, I thought it was going to be video game movies.
That'll be the return of Dip It on the Road, the Hot Wheels movie. Just do the review with a bunch of Hot Wheels in front of them. Just throwing the cars around and
I know they love
cars
that.
at each other. Do a Hot Wheel at each other's faces. Fuck this movie! Right across each other's faces. I don't even know what other Mattel products they have. Yeah, I just Barbie is one, so that's why. Fisher Price toys or something? I don't fucking know.
I don't know.
One of those. What was did they do the one where you like slide on the water, slip and slide, the horror movie? The slip and slide eats people, like the thing in Creep Show 2, like the fucking lake thing.
Yeah, maybe they did.
And then the slip and slide like swallows him up. Fucking.
That's probably where they're headed. I mean, it seems to me like they're really wanting to get into like the Hollywood production scene and like just take over with the next big thing. So who knows what the hell they're going to do with it or with any of this stuff. It's a mystery to me. I mean, I can't see any of it. I mean, Barbie's a big thing though. Like the toy itself. I mean, like I could see them marketing that to kids, but then when I've actually seen the trailer. It doesn't seem like it appeals to kids. But I don't know. What do I know? I'm not a.
I guess the kids at heart of the modern age that are addicted to nostalgia and remember the 80s where Barbie felt like it was more popular back then.
90s as well.
I'm not the Barbie aficionado, so
right.
I don't know. Barbie meets G.I. Joe, the movie.
Yeah, like do like kids even play with Barbie? They play with iPhone now and tablets. Like they don't give a shit about like a doll. I guess we'll see what happens.
That was Kathleen Kennedy calling Stem and Mark. That was
yeah. She sent me a text.
I'm not sure you're misogynistic you are.
Yeah, cease and desist by text.
But I mean, that's the sad thing in today's age, but people wonder why I'm so cynical. That, I mean, maybe board games will be next. You know, someone mentioned like Candyman, Hungry Hippos, the movie. When's that movie coming out? With Jack Black and fucking Dwayne The Rock Johnson as the hippos. Yeah. And it just... And then, what was that girl from... Ghostbusters, a reboot, and the fat lady who's in like all the comedies, Bridesmaids.
I know
I
who you're
forgot her
talking about.
name.
Her name's slipping my mind.
She was the villain in that new Little Mermaid movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
See, that shows how much I keep. So how much I keep up. She'll be one of the hippos too, along with Dwayne Johnson and
that dude. That's you're gonna get canceled again. Like, don't. They're gonna come after your channel.
Like, I can't. I just hate this shit, man. It just people wonder why I'm so goddamn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go watch Ghostbusters reboot. I don't have enough wontons.
Well, you'll see the sequel soon. It's coming.
Well, it's the sequel to Afterlife. The one where Egon would dug up from the grave and paraded around for people to watch.
Yeah.
Now they did for Indiana Jones. He's out of the grave and he's not even dead yet, and he's paraded around in that fucking Indy 5 movie. I mean, Harrison Ford really was like dead. But Weekend at Bernie's, Weekend at Indy's, as someone would say. It was Weekend at Indy. It was like the de-aging at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
It was so funny because there's an 81-year-old voice coming out of this guy that's supposed to look 30.
Man. What?
So it's a bad CG de-aging. But, Harrison Ford voice is 81 years old.
Exactly.
So it's supposed to be this, but it's like, he's talking that, he's 81 years old. I mean, it's pretty damn obvious. 81-year-old guy, voice coming out of this supposed to be 30, 40-year-old with. Yeah, they did Battleship the movie, and look how well that turned out. That no one saw with the aliens and Liam Neeson and stuff. Yeah, The Flash. I mean, they put in like a Christopher Reeve cameo. Fucking movie. And how they did him back. I mean, it's kind of weird when like they're dead, so they don't even get a choice in the matter. That's where it starts becoming really weird. Like they didn't get a choice in the matter. Like the Harold Ramis didn't have a choice to be in your shitty movie, in my opinion. Like Christopher Reeve didn't have a choice.
Yeah,
I mean that's kind of weird. I don't know how you feel about that kind of stuff. But.
I mean, yeah, they obviously they don't have a choice, and whether it's right or wrong, I mean, you could always get the blessing of the family or something like that. But
yeah,
I just think that they shouldn't have done Afterlife. No disrespect to anybody that likes that movie, but like for me, the third movie was that video game they did in like 2009 or 10. I was fine with that. Like, just leave it there. And this is coming from a fan. Like, I love the first two movies. I grew up with those. So
yeah,
it's just coming from a place of like, leave it alone, let it be. And you're only going to ruin it. And that Afterlife, man, I wanted to like that movie so much. I really, really did. And when like Harold Ramis popped up, I was like, all right, we're doing this. Here we go. And it just, it sucked the life out of me, that movie. It was not what I wanted at all.
But a lot of people loved it, so apparently it was what they wanted. Oh well, to each their own.
It's kind of a cope, I think. It has to be. Like, there's no way like you could legitimately look at it and say like, that was great, that was awesome. Oh, look at these scenes. This
people do say that though.
How? Like, that's crazy. Like, what the fuck?
Well, I didn't say it. You want the same movie as the first one, but a bunch of little kids doing it, and the digging, Egon from the grave, and Dak was saying Egon can burn in hell, or whatever the hell he said. I'm like, really? Like, that's a weird fucking line. Egon Spangler can rot or burn in hell, whatever the hell he said. And people thought it was a good idea to write this shit, but And not the only thing that's whatever. This is the same companies that again have superheroes that put babies in microwaves and fucking 2.5 hours of a lady saying, Indiana Jones, you're an old piece of shit. I'm not taking advice from an aging grave robber. What would you know about family? Like, these are lines she says. Like, early on, she literally is steep and locks a door, like a cage door, so Indiana Jones is left to die by these CIA guys. But we're supposed to root for this fucking lady, goddaughter. Why weren't you there for me? Fuck you. It ain't his fucking issue. Your goddaughter.
I think I'm going to have to skip it. Like, I don't think I should watch it. I think it's only going to mess with me. So I'm not going to give it a chance. I was considering it, but like after hearing more of like what you're talking about, no. And
well, you may like it.
No. I won't. I don't think I can. I'm good.
Uncle Bill's like, I'll tell you what's great. Ant-Man. Well, you just should go see the third one with that guy with the face spread out. I forget his name. The villain where it's like the alien creature and the face is like spread out to cover like this big fucking I forget the damn character's name. Fucking go see Quantumania. Has nothing to do with WrestleMania or Hulkamania. Just go see Quantumania.
Yeah.
Or don't.
Or don't. Don't give them any money.
It's not that good of a movie. MODOK, yeah. Fucking shit.
I'm doing good, Liam. How are you? And yes, Gozer the Gozerian is right.
Yeah, Jason Reitman, definitely no Ivan Reitman. Yeah, definitely agree with that.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, you can look forward to movies like Barbie or The Maid 2 or Expendables 4 or all these Kraven the Hunter or all these movies that you can look forward to. Yay.
Don't forget about
any of those?
Don't forget about Saw X in October.
Or Insidious. Was it 5?
5. Yeah, 5. Yeah, I have no idea how they got that far.
It's Insidious 5. Okay, is anyone in the chat sincerely? I'm not gonna make fun of anyone. So, does anyone look forward to the new Insidious movie? Uncle Bill, I'll never watch another Marvel film. I've already seen every one of them since they're all identical pieces of trash. Big fan. Big fan. Yeah, that would be hilarious if it's like all of a sudden on that channel, just this series of like they have to be forced to watch every Marvel film. So it's like the Eternals, Shang-Chi.
Oh God,
and the 10 golden rings or where the hell. You don't see Insidious and regret it, then why are you seeing it? Maybe it's the family. Maybe the family wants to see it.
Yeah. Doing On the Road for it.
May do On the Road. Like, that's the comeback for On the Road.
There you go.
Insidious 5. There
you go.
You need to do it for Indiana Jones 5. You don't do it On the Road. There you go. Do Indiana Jones 5. And the dialysis. I mean, come on. On the Road for Indiana Jones 5. There you go. That'll be it. You gotta see Indiana Jones 5, Uncle Bill. You gotta see it. It's 2.5 hour running time.
I'm sure he'll enjoy that.
But sorry about the chat. I was just talking with Mark, having fun with them. So I'll get to you guys. Whatever you got to say, feel free. I've only seen the first 2 Insidious movies. Cool. I barely remember the first one.
Yeah, it's been a while. I haven't seen those in a while.
I can handle a lot of. I'm sorry. I think so. No, that's the thing, Silver Wings. Yeah. What do you think of this whole deal? When did it start? Was it because of successes of films like Titanic and Lord of the Rings, where every film now has to be like 3 hours long? Or was it so like so many are like 2.5, 3 hours long? Like Terrifier 2, that movie was 2.5 hours long, right? And then Indy 5's 2.5 hours long. The Flat, John Wick 4 was like 3 hours long. Like what is this whole thing now?
With Terrifier 2, that was slightly different because I think about 10 or 15 minutes of that was credits, like the end credits. And that's like every movie now. Every movie, like the end credits are like 10 to 15 minutes. It being,
but it's still a slasher film, like 2 hours and 15 minutes slasher film. That's a bit much, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, but if you look at some of the, like Scream, for example, that's like 2 hours. Most of those are like 2 hours, or if not 2 hours and 10 minutes or so. So it's not that far off. When I watched it, it didn't seem like it was like 2.5 hours to me anyway.
But what about like these other films, like these bigger budget films where everything's got to be like 3 hours? It's just getting ridiculous. I mean, once in a while I can enjoy it, but Uncle Bill,
what'd he say?
Don't get Mark started on Terrifier. Dude will defend that to the death. I'm not sure if I'm missing something, or was there like some of the, or I guess you're just a fan of it. That's cool.
Yeah, no,
I didn't know they pertained to some discussion before you guys had.
I think he's saying because of some of the stuff that I have for Terrifier. That's probably why.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I do have quite a bit of Terrifier stuff.
Thank you, Bobby. I appreciate it. Well, you know what? I mean, they're doing the Beetlejuice 2, and they're set photos with Jenna Ortega, so maybe that's what they'll be doing. Not that we needed a Beetlejuice 2, but of course they're doing that anyway, and I don't really look forward to it. So I don't think we needed a Beetlejuice 2, but they're doing it anyway. So they're in the middle of making it.
Yep. I've seen the on-set photos as well, and I don't really feel one way or the other about it. I mean, obviously we don't
need it, good,
but
it'll be good as Bill and Ted 3. Which I was not a fan of.
I learned a long time ago not to put any hope into any of these movies going forward. Like the sequels and the reboots, remakes, whatever, reimagining. Have any of them really been great or as good as the original stuff? No.
I wish.
Beetlejuice goes.
You're talking about like sequels?
Like the reboot stuff, like the Afterlife, stuff like that, like the reboot.
Okay, this would be controversial.
Okay.
I really enjoyed Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah, that wasn't bad. Actually, that's an exception. Yeah.
Actually, I know no one will agree. I don't mind the first Blade Runner. I actually like the new one more. That's just my opinion. I do like Blade Runner 2049 more because I like the story more, and I thought the lead actually was worth the shit on his job as a Blade Runner. But very, very, very rarely is there a sequel reboot that comes out and is like grand and great. Like Rambo 4 was great, and that was many decades after Rambo 3. Because Rambo 3 was 1988, and then Rambo 4 was 2008.
Yeah.
So, like, that was a good one. I could watch, but I hate Tom Hardy. I wish it was Mel Gibson. But I don't hate that movie. I think Charlize Theron was better than Tom Hardy. And I thought, it's kind of weird that Mad Max is not the best part of his own movie. I would have preferred it as Mel Gibson. I know because of what he did, even though he apologized 50 times, it still wasn't right what he did, but he did apologize. I would still wish it was Mel Gibson in Fury Road. I think he could have made that work better than Tom Hardy. But that's just me. I don't hate that film, though. But that's just me.
Agreed. I wouldn't disagree with that. I don't hate Tom Hardy, though, but, that's a whole other topic of conversation.
Yeah, it's just like his match wasn't really that strong for me compared to like I thought Charlize Theron was better in that movie than he was, and
so you're looking forward to the spinoff, like, possibly with her.
No, because I don't think you need any more. I just I don't know. I'll wait for a trailer. I'll say that. I'll wait for a trailer on that one, and we'll see. Yeah, I've seen Locke. That's one of the few Tom Hardy films I like. That was him. I think it was like it all takes place in one car, and it's more of a drama, psychological. Yeah, that was good. That's one of the exceptions. I did like Locke with Tom Hardy, but yes, I did like the Dark. I hated the Dark Knight Pisses because Tom Hardy was like Sean Connery Bane. Welcome to die. Fucking guy, a football player. He's running. He doesn't know that a goddamn football field is falling behind him. He wants to make sure he gets that touchdown.
That's right. He's in the zone, man. He can't turn around.
How do you not know the entire fucking football field exploded behind you? He really wants that contract. Get that fucking touchdown. Like stuff in that movie. Like, why? Okay, if the city's ready to go under, how come the cops are in the underground for like 5 months and they come out, they're perfectly fine? Wouldn't they be starving and shit? Why wouldn't the bad guys just kill the cops? What are they waiting for? They have the city.
That's true.
They're waiting for the cops to escape and kill them. We need these cops here for the plot. Why does Batman go back to the city? Who took the time to make a giant fucking bat signal in fire on the side of a building? Don't you have more serious shit to deal with than I gotta make my fiery bat signal on the side of a fucking building? Like, why did he take the time to do that?
I don't know.
Why does Bane die in a blink and you miss it from Catwoman when he's the main villain of the story? The first time I saw it, I blinked and I didn't know he died. So I'm wondering, when's Bane coming back? I meant to say, when's Bane coming back? Oh, he died already. What? Yeah, you gotta go back. Oh shit, I missed it. It's like that fucking guy in the Predator who had the Predator thing. Blew up his own head. If you played, you missed it.
Yeah,
that's another franchise that just went to shit. The Predator.
Yeah,
Jesus
man.
Christ.
Oh God.
Shane Black, what were you doing? Autism is a superpower.
At that point, I'm like, this is gonna work. We got Shane Black. The guy knows what he's doing. He's a competent enough filmmaker. I mean, he's in the fucking original. This is it. We're back. And then I saw the movie. So I was like, what the hell is this? And I saw the reviews beforehand, but I'm like, no, like maybe they missed something or like it can't be. And I just had to go see it for myself. And yeah, it was disappointing, man.
You got to know that autism is a superpower. And that's what the Predators want. Just something about how did they phrase it? Something about the spectrum is what makes them powerful for the Predators. Because that's why the Predator wants the kid.
I can't even remember.
Well, do you remember the scene where the Predator cuts an arm off with a thumbs up and gives it to someone through the damn
No, vehicle? I don't remember that. I don't.
He cut an arm off and the arm had a thumbs up and the guy's asking, are you okay back there? And he took the arm and the arm goes like this. And he's like, oh, I'm glad you got the Predator took an arm with a thumbs up to make the guy think that everything was okay in the back of the vehicle. Wow. And Thomas Jane is saying lines like, fuck me with an aardvark because he has Tourette's.
I remember that. That's the one thing I do remember the most is like Thomas Jane is very poorly cast and given a lot of really bad lines to say that obviously Shane Black thought was funny and Fred Decker as well, but they were very wrong. God, that movie was.
And why is it that all these people always blame fans for like Shane Black, like Fred Decker, like, oh, it's their fault. You are wrong. Same with Kathleen Kennedy and Steven Spielberg. you should like Indy 5. You are wrong. Like, they don't want to blame the fans all the time.
We're jaded. That's why we got to go support these movies, even if they're bad. Tell people that they're good, so they'll go support them.
Films. Making shitty movies.
Probably not to them.
Maybe
though.
Do better your job.
But clearly, clearly James Mangold thought it was awesome. So that's the movie they put out.
Considering all the people he fought against on Twitter when he should have been busy making his movie.
Mm-hmm. Making a good movie.
I'm gonna get mad at this Twitter guy. I might make your goddamn movie first. Worry about that. Don't be like Kevin Smith, crying at every fucking thing, man.
Oh God. We won't talk about him. What a fall from grace.
That'd be a video I'd love to see Uncle Bill do if you ever hear this. Like, because I know he, like me, grew up with Kevin Smith, just to hear him kind of go off on what the guy became. Because, I mean, it's easy to call someone a sellout, but it's just the business. I think he really fits that title, though. I do. As a legitimate sellout. That's just me, though.
So I watched because like he does live streams all the time. I watched one and it was the show Batman on Batman. And he hosts it with Mark Bernardin. And they were having a conversation about comics or whatever the hell it was. And somebody typed in the chat that like, you used to be a great filmmaker. What happened to you? Stuff like that. And Kevin got pissed. Like he went off. He's like, what the hell have you ever done? Like, let's see what he's like. No, seriously, let's go over your life. How many movies have you made? What have you done that's so important? Like he was just going on and on. I should have saved that, like that clip because it was awesome. Like he just tore into this guy for like a good 15, 20 minutes.
Said? The guy should have said, you know what I accomplished? I didn't do Yoda hosers and Tusk. That's what I accomplished. So that was better than what you did in the past 10 years. I didn't make Yoda hosers. I didn't make fucking Nazi bratwurst in the fucking movie. I didn't do Tusk about a guy turned to a goddamn walrus. I didn't make that movie. That's better than what you've done the past 10 years, Kevin Smith. I didn't fuck up He-Man.
Oh yeah, dude! I always forget about He-Man. That's right. Damn, another
That's what
blemish on his career.
I didn't fuck up He-Man. That's what I accomplished. Thank you, Clark. I appreciate it, man. Nostalgia. Space Jam was a nostalgic hit. LeBron James wanted to make it for so long. They felt the nostalgia train was set and ready. And whether you think it's a good or a bad movie, it was still a nostalgic movie, Space Jam. They wanted to recreate that, and they failed. Because whether you liked or disliked the original, that sequel is way, way worse. And it doesn't even be consistent. It was to get rid of Pepe Le Pew because he's too toxic, but we have the characters from A Clockwork Orange in the background who are rapists and murderers. They're fine in the background, as well as Pennywise, who eats kids. It's okay if you eat kids. You can be in the background, but Pepe Le Pew is too mean or toxic. So it's because of nostalgia, Clark. It's a huge thing. And hopefully we get the fuck out of it. Because I'm getting sick and tired of it. I got nostalgia back here. Okay, I got nostalgia here, and here. But I can live the nostalgia right here. You don't know how to do it right.
They don't.
For many of these people. They don't, you said?
No, they don't. It's clearly a cash-in thing. They want to make money off this stuff. it's easy for marketing because like you don't really have to market it in a lot of ways, and it's always easier to sell something new that you already or something old that you already know that's not new. So I hopefully has slowed down. I think it has just a bit, but depending on how things go in the next couple years with their box office receipts, like we might be looking at more of that stuff or less. It's all dependent on what makes money, as we all know. It's all about the almighty dollar.
F and Lurker, they really canceled Johnny Bravo. Like they don't even have it on the streaming service. Oh my fucking god! Wow. But then they have, I'm sure they'll have The Flash and what Ezra Miller has done, his mile-long rap sheet.
Yeah,
but that's acceptable, folks. That real life people who do shit like that, that's acceptable. But a character being a goofy cartoon, that's it's too toxic. Mark, it's too toxic.
Yeah, we got to stop all this toxic stuff.
No, I wouldn't say it was the MCU. It's just kind of a culmination of older properties. I don't know, maybe it's like they just made a lot of crappy films so people can watch a lot of the old stuff and said, I wish things were like this again. And like studios overheard that and they took down the wrong direction of, well, we'll literally give you this again. Let's reboot Jurassic Park. Let's reboot The Matrix, the fourth film that no one saw. Let's reboot Star Wars. Let's reboot all these product. And if only one makes money, then they feel it's a success. Even if they have 10 flops, that one success seems like it gives them more of a green light to do more. I know that's a weird thing, but that seems like something that happens a lot.
Yeah, that's definitely what it is. I mean, you have your built-in audience. It is always much harder to sell people on something that's brand new as opposed to what they're already fans of or what's already done well in the past.
And no, Jack Frost, they're not going to make another Michael Bay Ninja Turtles film. Seth Rogen's too busy fucking them up for the Muppet Baby version of Ninja Turtles. Turtle babies. Turtle babies, they're snaggletooth.
I still can't believe that is a thing. Seth Rogen, Ninja Turtles.
And Donatello sound like a 5-year-old girl. I mean, I'm sorry, just that's what he sounded like. Am I wrong, people in the chat? But sorry, like you said you couldn't believe it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like
what about it?
Would you? So, like, I think it's Feldman, right? That's Donatello in the original like trilogy.
Well, the first and third one. The second one was
he's not in the second
one. I thought did a better job.
Who is that in the second one?
It's I want to say Adam Carl. Okay. I actually thought he was the best fit of those three because he actually sounded like I think Donatello. That's just my opinion. I think he actually did a better job than Corey Feldman because Corey Feldman just sounds like a stoner. As Donatello.
Yeah, that is true. I didn't think about that. Yeah, now that you mention it. I'm just checking out the chat. It's
Well, I can't say that, McAllister, because Michael Keaton Batman dies in the movie. And this is the last time you'll see Michael Keaton Batman is him dying. And in Ezra Miller's arms. So he dies, and then he's in a piece of shit's arms. That's not a good ending for me for Michael Keaton's Batman. Or the first time you see him, this is funny. The first time you see Michael Keaton, he got a big beard, gray, big gray hair. His stunt double is flying around the kitchen doing moves because he can't do it. And then the scene ends with him falling face first because he misses the flash and boom, falls face first into the food. And he explains time with spaghetti. Because the movie has a spaghetti fetish because the Flash loves spaghetti, and then the Michael Keaton explains it with spaghetti and noodles. Has a big fucking spaghetti fetish.
Yeah, I could see how all that makes sense. You know, Sounds good.
Exactly. And that was after the Flash put a baby. I can't help it. The baby in the microwave. I'm sitting there going. The reason I'm so honing on it is that grown ass people took $200-300 million and thought that scene would fit, and no one would question it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
also like it had, yeah,
it's also kind of a ripoff of the sequence in one of the X-Men movies with the Quicksilver character. I think it's Apocalypse where he does that. Like he saves everybody at the Mutant Academy. He stops to drink cola, bite a hot dog, or whatever the hell it is. And it's all done in that slow motion type of sequence. So like something like that's already been done. Like you're taking something that's already been done, doing it worse. And yeah, it's awful.
Well, I mean, I'll be blatant. Sonic the Hedgehog movie was a better Flash movie than this Flash movie. I really do sincerely believe that. And they may not be Pete Cinema, but those are more fun generally than the Flash movie was.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Bobby. I mean, they almost did sound like I mean, they sound like fucking idiots, to be honest, in that new movie. Yeah, I mean, but that was done better in that movie, honestly, in my opinion. Well, he does say you want to get nuts, which doesn't really work in the scene because the reason he said that in the original was as a fake out to the Joker because he wanted him to attack him because he had a bulletproof thing underneath. Mm-hmm. So he's like acting out a character on purpose. That wasn't his character.
Right.
It's like that Rian Johnson idiot who did that Star Wars movie, The Last Jedi, and he made Yoda like this goofy ass. I'm like, he was goofy in Empire Strikes Back because it was a ploy to see what Luke would do. And then when Luke found out it was really Yoda, then he took off that facade. It was the serious Jedi Master. Because the goofy nature was to not make him think and see how Luke acted. Mm-hmm. But then once he found out, it revealed. But, these people, I mean, they make these movies and they don't watch the older films or they don't understand that shit for some reason. I don't know, but they get paid a lot of money to do it.
Yeah, the majority of the time they're always going to miss the point. They never nail it. It's very, very rare that we get anything like that. Or if they do, you'll get a Blade Runner 2049 or you'll get a Fury Road. But it's always the thing where it's more likely that it won't be good than it will be. It's so hard to recapture that same nostalgia for anything. I mean, imagine if they did Back to the Future 4. Like, it would be the same thing. It would be, they would miss the point of everything. They would soup up the DeLorean. And even if they didn't, it wouldn't matter because the movie wouldn't be good. They wouldn't get the point of it. And it would just be another cash-in type of thing. So,
well, I mean, it would be, I guarantee you what it would be. Martin McFly has a daughter, and the daughter has to go back in time to save her dad.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be the same movie as Back to the Future, but tweak 1 or 2 or 3 things to make it seem like we are different. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what it would be.
Yeah.
And it's true, people like The Flash. It just wasn't my cup of tea. Or was it just, and then The Flash itself is a fucking annoying goober. And then not only do you have one, but you have 2 Ezra Millers. So that's even makes it worse. And the under Ezra Miller has this fucking laugh that makes the doves cry. And then you want Michael Keaton to explain shit with spaghetti. You want whatever. I did a review, folks, for those who want to see it. Is the review's up anyway? But yeah, I mean, I like Blade Runner 2049, and some people, as I see that some people liked it. I saw in the theater. There's some points that could be edited down. I agree with that, but overall, I really did enjoy it. But maybe because I like Blade Runner, but it's not like there's other Ridley Scott films I like more, Alien, Black Rain. So maybe that's why. But I still like both. And sorry, just looking at the chat. Let's see. Well, you don't see Ezra Miller nude in the movie, but close. You kind of do, yeah. Which I didn't need to see that shit either.
I'm glad I didn't see that part then.
Sorry, folks. Yeah, a lot of people in the chat. Thank you so much, man. About 85 people, it says right now. So that's pretty
nice.
Cool.
That's cool. Did you see
yeah, go ahead.
So I was just cruising through like headlines and checking all the movie news as always, and I saw something Simon Pegg said about Shaun of the Dead 2. Apparently he does like live streams on like Instagram or whatever, and somebody was asking for that. They like, oh, I need Shaun of the Dead 2 in my life, and he's like, no, you fucking don't. That's the last thing you need in your life. Move on. It's never gonna happen. We're not doing that. And if me and Edgar work together again, which we will do, we'll do something, but like it's never gonna be a sequel to anything. And I'm like, yes, like finally,
good.
Like they get it. Like I don't get the people that feel the need to hold on to the experience of. It's like, if you like that, watch Shaun of the Dead. Why would you want a second film? Like, for what reason? When the first movie ends so perfectly, you got the point of the joke. It's done. And of course, I think that if anybody could make it work, it would be Edgar Wright, but I still would never want him to do it. I haven't disliked anything that he's done. The original 3 movies with Simon Pegg, fun. I liked Baby Driver. It's a shame about Kevin Spacey because I always was a fan of him. His career's over, unfortunately. And I really liked Last Night in Soho. Sky Pilgrim is probably my least favorite, but didn't hate it. So, it's just one of those things where like that's a guy who's doing clearly what he wants to do, and I want more of that. Like the originality I appreciate, the willing. It's unfortunate that Last Night in Soho didn't do well. I always think about that because I thought that was a really solid film. It looks fantastic. It's beautifully shot overall. He put a lot into that, and nobody saw it. So I think that was his only bomb so far at the box office. I think these days now more than ever, you kind of get like a 3 strikes you're out rule. I mean, he'll still get work, of course, but I just hope that
I don't think Scott Pilgrim did well.
Did it bomb?
I don't think Scott Pilgrim did well. I thought like there was a time like Expendables came out and that overtook the box office, the first one. So
okay,
it didn't seem like it made the money that they wanted. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Because I remember some people being like disappointed at the results of the box office. But yeah, I mean, Edgar Wright's a talented guy, and that's why when, funny enough, Uncle Bill mentioned Ant-Man, he was going to do Ant-Man, and then he had arguments with the higher-ups where they would not let him do what he wanted. So he's like, goodbye. So
he wasn't a yes man.
On. Yeah. Yes, he was not a yes man.
Bring it on.
Yeah, the director of Bring It On did Ant-Man trilogy now.
What's his name?
And there's 7 of those movies, by the way, like Bring It On.
And
the last one was a horror movie. Cheer or Die.
Wow. Didn't know that. Peyton Reed. That's his name. It just came to me.
That's his name. That great director, Peyton Reed. I don't think anyone's ever said that. I don't mind the first Ant-Man, but I mean, it's not a great director either. Yeah, I mean, Kevin Spacey, yeah, he deserves to have his career be over. You can't do that shit and get away with it. I know he's on trial, and something about like if they find him guilty, could be the rest of his life in jail. So there you go.
Damn.
Maybe don't do that shit.
Yeah.
Let's see. Scott Pilgrim. There was an anime show on Netflix. Didn't know about that. Let's see. Scott Pilgrim didn't bomb, but it underperformed. Okay. A lot of people saying the one they don't like is Scott Pilgrim. Speaking of Edgar Wright.
Mm-hmm.
I could not get into The World's End. Just couldn't get into that one.
Of those three movies, like his End of the World trilogy, I think it's called, that's probably my least favorite of those three. However, I love Simon Pegg in it. Like that character is he just had such great timing, I thought. And he works so well. He's one of the best things, if not the best thing about that movie. But I could completely understand your issue with it, not being able to get into it.
Yeah, the Cornetto trilogy is what it's called. Cornetto trilogy. Yeah, that's true. Weinstein's in prison. I mean, maybe that'll happen with Spacey. You never know. Ryan, that's not a real American Wolf in London poster. That's a green screen.
It's fake. This is all. It's all visual effects.
Because he's like, I like your American Wolf in London poster. Like, no, that's a fake background.
It's all visual effects.
That's better effects than the de-aging in Indy 5. That's a fucking 80-year-old voice. Let's see. Well, I got this question before, so I asked you, what's a film that you used to hate back in the day, but you liked or love or appreciate more nowadays? And while you're doing that, thank you, Opinionated Junkie. Indy 5 needed to bomb. Thank you, no more. Exactly. We didn't need it in the first place. That's the thing. No one was asking for it. What's any business? They look at the public. They see what is desired and what they want, and they give you what you desire and want. That's why a lot of businesses use marketplace. They look at the market. What do people want? Give them what they want. They will hopefully buy it and make you a profit. No one wanted Indy 5. No one was asking for it.
Nope.
So good at bombed. Good.
I can't think of one, which sucks because I'd love to give an answer, but I'm sure like as soon as like we end the stream, like I'll be like, oh yeah, there's that one movie. So sorry.
No problem, man. Nothing to be sorry about. And let's see. Would you guys like to see a Top Gun 3? Nah. I don't mind the second film. I think that's really all you need, though.
Yeah.
And yeah, McAllister, I mean, I'm one of the few that liked Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I liked it when I saw it in the theater. It's not a flawless film, but I still like it to this day. I think it's 10 times better than the movie we got this year. So I've always enjoyed the film. Yeah, Hollywood doesn't know about markets or economics. Apparently not. They also don't know much about common sense or how to please the audience by telling them they're a piece of shit every 5 minutes. How many directors or producers have literally done that? You fucking suck. Okay, then we're not going to pay you.
Several, and it's like you're actually making a piece of shit. I know one that always sticks out in my mind is Samuel Bayer. I don't know if you remember.
Go ahead for those who don't know.
So he's a music video director that directed the incredibly terrible, really awful, worst remake of all time, in my opinion, Nightmare on Elm Street remake. And it is the most, it's the biggest piece of trash I've ever seen. It's Rooney Mara gives the worst performance of any lead actress in a major movie released theatrically, like, ever. I could not believe that she was still relatively, I don't want to say it was early in her career, somewhat early. She had done stuff, but what the hell? Like, that's your breakout opportunity. This is your time to shine. I'm thinking, like, she's going to do at least give a good performance. I remember watching a lot of interviews with her before they did that. And she didn't even phone it in. Like, she didn't try at all. And
she
I mean,
texted it in.
She didn't even do that. But yeah, like, Samuel Bayer, getting back to him, he went online and basically pissed in the mouth of every horror fan that ever lived that liked Nightmare. He's like, you guys are a bunch of, like, I don't think he's not British, but I just see it like in a British accent or something like. Yeah, he just went off. Like, he told everybody that you don't know what you're talking about. You all suck. You need to go out, get some fresh air, get a girlfriend if you don't have one. Like,
he probably doesn't have one either. She probably saw his movie and divorced him or dumped him. Like, I'm never associating anyone who makes shitty movies like this. Really? She probably left him.
Yeah, right. Like, but again, this is like 13 years ago, but I'll never forget it because, like, he went to, God, I can't remember what website it was.
Maybe he went to rehab.
Let's hope so.
Some Bayer aspirin.
Yeah. Yes, Retro. Yep, we need to get a life. We need to reevaluate everything. That's the guy. He went on like the biggest website or horror website, arguably, ever, and like shit on every horror fan because they didn't like Nightmare. And he didn't want to do the movie, from what I understand. Like, Michael Bay forced him, from what I had always heard. Like, he kept telling him, like, you need to do this movie. You have to do this. If you ever want. Go ahead.
He still said yes. He didn't have, I mean, you weren't really forced. You could just man up, drop your balls, and get some hair on them and say, no, I'm not doing it.
I agree. Yeah, but
so he was a chicken shit.
Yeah. Yeah, but like you said, he did it anyway, so you have to take the responsibility. You can't try to shift it over to Michael Bay or the producers, Brad Fuller, or any of those guys. That was all you. You chose the shots. You gave the direction. You knew where you wanted the camera, and you shot from a screenplay that you knew was vastly inferior to what came before. So, like, why do it at all? Like, your career's not that much on the line. I'll never believe that. Just keep fucking making music videos. Like, just do that. Like, you're already making a living doing that. Because I think, like he said, he wanted to transition to film, but like, he was going to have a deal through Bay's studio or something like that. And if he didn't do Nightmare, like, it wouldn't have gone through. But Nightmare ended up like tanking like the second week or third week. I think it made a decent amount like the opening weekend, but it went down very quickly in the box office.
But what he could have done is said, fine, you don't get that deal, but maybe a year later, you go out and you pimp yourself out, and then you get a deal at a different studio or a different company or other executives, and they're like, okay, we'll take a chance on you because, hey, it worked for David Fincher or worked for this guy. So you have no one else to blame on your own. And also, when you take the job, maybe arrive. Don't fucking sleepwalk through your job. I know the movie's about dreaming, but doesn't mean you sleepwalk through the fucking direction too.
He took it literally.
So Anthony asks, was there a movie trailer that scared the hell out of you when you were younger? Not really for me. Not trailer wise, no. That I could think of. No, not really trailer wise. I think because there's just so quick that I'm just more intrigued than scared of a trailer. Michael Bay's Ninja Turtles movie, I was scared of that trailer when it came out. I saw those steroid up abusing.
Yes, Silver Wings. That's because of what happened with Nightmare. Like, it kind of soured their relationship, and he just vowed to never direct a movie again. Like, after that, so it was all for nothing anyway.
Yeah. Sell me a bare ass. Sold his ass, sold his soul, and then got fried by the public, and then went back to wherever hole he crawled out of. So good for him. Good. I don't need to see any more of your shitty movies. If this is how you are, then we were saved a lucky break without witnessing any more of your shit filmography.
Yeah, we have enough shitty filmmakers as it is. Like, we don't need any more. We really don't.
Why were the Turtles so buff and ripped in those two movies? Because Michael Bay gave them steroids. Took Ivan Drago steroids and gave it to them.
Yeah.
With chapped lips, the fucking DSL lips they had. Right from sucking Michael Bay's dick. Fucking Michelin Man mushroom heads. Bulletproof shells.
It's hilarious.
Fucking Michelin Man. Stay Puft Marshmallow Man would be like, you ugly as fuck. Marco, I ain't coming to anyone's wedding unless there's a hooker involved, so that would be a no then.
And blow.
Yeah. A boy was in one blow.
Yeah.
Blowing somebody. Some of Bear may have made some great music videos, but it doesn't mean they can make a good movie. Not everybody's a David Fincher.
Mm-hmm. He's always going to be like the best example of music video director turned director for sure. I think he's got a new movie coming out this year too, the end of the year.
Oh, okay. I don't know what that is. I'd have to look it up.
I read this was a while ago. I think it's with Michael Fassbender, and he's reteaming with Andrew Kevin Walker. As you know, I'm sure they did Seven together. I can't remember much else about it. That was a while ago, but I'm pretty sure it was slated for the end of the year release. I don't know. You guys in the chat maybe could look that up if you're interested.
So let's see. Someone's asking, have you seen Babylon 2022? Nope, haven't seen it. Favorite Tom Cruise movies? Mine is Edge of Tomorrow. I'll go with that one. Uncle Bill's is Top Gun.
It's all of them. All the Tom Cruise movies. He loves them all.
Oh, Curly Jaws. Hey there. Hope you're doing well.
Oh, what's up, man? That's a interesting question because, like, I don't really have a favorite, but I like a lot of the stuff that he's done. So I always like Collateral a lot. I really like him in Interview with the Vampire as Lestat. It's funny, I'm naming like roles where he's like, more of the antagonist, but he does that well. I wish he'd done a lot more of that. I think he does that really well.
Yeah, Collateral I do love. That'd be up there for me, Collateral.
Yeah, definitely.
Trump of Thunder is rolling as great.
That's a good. Can't do that now, though.
Oh yeah, the Robert Downey Jr. Yeah. It was pretty. It was funny, but it was it was about something too. It wasn't just done for shock. It was actually part of the story. this actor that goes too far. So.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like Jerry Maguire? I don't mind it, but I got tired of the show me the money stuff. Because everybody started doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Jerry Maguire.
And I don't think Cuba Gooding Jr. deserved an Oscar just because he said "Show me the money" 5 times. And I don't mind him as an actor, but I don't see how that's an Oscar-winning role.
Right.
I don't. And it's not that he's bad in it. It's just, why did that win an Oscar? But I liked him more in Judgment Night, underrated film.
Yeah, that's a good pull. That's a good one.
Tom Cruise part Scientology. Well, I ain't.
Yeah, we are not Scientologists here. Although I have nothing against it. I don't really know too much about it, honestly. So I have
believe
no
in some alien or something, some alien in the sky or something. I don't know, maybe it's the thing from Stranger Things. I don't know. something to do with aliens. I know that.
Okay.
God's an alien or something like that.
I've steered clear of all that stuff. I don't know anything about it. I try not to get involved in that. I know
you
people
want to
feel
believe
a certain way. I don't want to believe that. Not their aliens. Somebody said he was good in Austin Powers.
Yeah, that's what it's about. Alien overlord, and our spirits float above and around it, and our spirits was it regurgitations of alien spirits or something like that? Weird.
This is a religion.
Don't drink the Kool-Aid. Yeah, like that Jehovah's Witness. That's some crazy shit when you learn about that stuff. I'm like, I thought Jehovah's Witnesses was just guys who would know you at the door to buy you a Bible. I didn't know there's more to it. That's like, I thought they were just there to sell Bibles and make some money. I didn't know there was more shit to that, which I won't get into. But it's like, Jesus, and not that Jesus, but like the Jesus.
Ryan is not an Austin Powers guy. No, that was a funny cameo.
Oh what yeah, the third one, yeah.
You an Austin Powers guy? Not really.
I don't mind the first one. For me, the first one's really the only one I could get into. For me, I thought the character's kind of a one and done deal. After that, the character kind of wore thin on me. But I do think the first one's funny. It just, that character kind of worn off on me.
Yeah, I mean, the sequels. Everybody kept doing the voice. I don't know if you remember all that.
Yeah, baby.
Did you have that on standby? Like,
I just happen to have that on the stream deck, so I figured it was a good time to pull it out.
Yeah, everybody kept doing that. That got annoying real quick. Real quick. Jesus. Thank you, Bobby. Yes, I saw Gravity in the theater twice, and I really enjoyed it. Some of the best 3D I saw. And yeah, really enjoy it. I actually want to rewatch that. That's actually 10 years old now, because that was the thing 2013. So yeah, I definitely want to rewatch that sometime. Yeah, I love it. I don't know if it's on 4K. I don't know. I should want to look into it, see if it's like 4K.
I have the 3D Blu-ray. And I watched that like a year or two ago. Still looks amazing.
Did you still like the film?
Oh yeah, I love it.
Okay. Yeah, I love it. I mean, okay, I guess there is a 4K. I'll have to pick that up sometime, just to see what it looks like, because that film and how just crazy insane it is. Okay, I definitely will look that up. But yeah, I'm a sucker for that movie. I'm a big Sandra Bullock fan. Like I said, it felt like I was in space watching that film, and the theaters. Yes. And like I said, that was a great experience, at least to me.
Yeah, I try to mimic that all the time.
Yeah. Okay, Premiere likes Gravity as well. Cool.
Nice.
So you saw Gravity in the theater, you said?
No, I watched it on. So I have the only way I can watch.
When it first came out.
No, not even then. No.
Oh, okay.
So what I did was I got like the 3D Blu-ray of it, and I was able to watch it like through my PC through the monitor with 3D glasses on. But later on, I ended up getting a projector and a huge 16:9 100-inch projection screen. And so when I watch it, like I only have the 3D Blu-ray, which may have the regular version of it on there, but I'll never watch that version because it's such an immersive film. Like I only want to experience it that way. So when I watch it, that's how I watch it.
And you still have that projector?
Yeah.
Like you still like, do you watch other movies on it?
Yeah. Well, that's the only way I can, because back when 3D TVs were coming out, I had like a year or two before that, I had just gotten like a nice TV. And then towards like 2015, actually right in 2015, I ended up upgrading to another TV, but the 3D TV had like sort of died off. And I think they only had like one 3D TV model left in the store. And the only difference between the two was like, this was the start of 4K TVs and the ending of like 3D TVs. So it was like right in that middle ground. And I got caught up in the idea of like, well, do I want quality for one feature? So I chose the 4K TV, and it didn't have the 3D capability. I wish I had got the 1080p 3D TV. Probably would have still been useful because I didn't get to enjoy a lot of my other stuff in a bigger display until much later. And that was like maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, I got the projector screen and the projector. And then I got pretty much every 3D movie that I could get my hands on. I have a nice stack of them. Some of them are really good. Like Gravity is one of the best examples. Others are not because it's like a rush drop, or it's like post conversion, which is never good.
What was the worst one you saw? They thought this was just like an example of something being this is useless or this was BS.
Probably, and I like the movie. The WWE movie No One Lives with Luke Evans is in 3D. I was like, I don't even see any, like, this looks like a 2D movie. Like, what's happening? Yeah, that was one of the worst. And then there's some that are in the middle ground, like Saw 3D is one that's kind of in the middle. There's some scenes that work, mostly it doesn't. Because again, it's fucking Saw. Like, why would that should have never been in 3D anyway? The Final Destination 5 3D sequences are kind of fun. Much better than the fourth one, I think. Dread looks good.
Yeah, Dread I saw in the theater, same with Gravity. You missed out on seeing Gravity in theaters. You would have been blown away.
I know.
With how massive that screen is in the 3D. And Dread 3D again was a great experience in the theater, and it was just the only sad thing was I was pretty much alone in the theater because the film bombed so badly. And I remember I got home and I did like a video. I'm like, you gotta go see it. And they're like, who gives a shit what you think if the film bombs? So, damn it. Fuck you, at Movie More. How's it going, man?
Look who it is. What's up, dude?
Got this. See, you don't have this, and I'm going to go over and steal your Turtles 2 poster now. I got this steelbook, and I'm going to steal your Ninja Turtles 2 poster. Fuck Vanilla Ice. Web Movie 1. Fuck Vanilla Ice. How you doing, man? Hope you're doing well. I am going to steal his poster one day. He's not He's not gonna see it coming. I'll leave him Vanilla Ice as cool as ice. VHS tape.
I bought that on one of those Kino sales. It was so cheap. Cool as ice.
They ain't worth that. That's cool though. Have you seen it though?
Yeah, I've seen it.
And what do you think of the movie?
It's hilarious. I mean, I don't take it serious. It's terrible, but I laugh at it because, like, that's what pretty much everybody who made that movie and the people in it thought was cool at the time. Oh man.
Fuck it. Yeah. What was the line? Stop with the zero, deal with the hero, something like that.
Drop the zero, get with the hero.
There you go. Of course, had it. Yeah, there you go. Fuck it, hell. Someone's asked, like, what's the best 3D movie saw in theaters? For me, is Dread and Gravity.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know for you.
Man, there's so many. I don't know if this is the best movie, but one of the most captivating sequences was the Spider-Man. What's the second one called? The one with Mysterio. Is it Far From Home?
Yes.
The middle sequence where like he's messing with Parker's mind, like that whole sequence, I was blown away by how good that actually looked. It was something I didn't expect at all, but it looks phenomenal in 3D. Again, not the overall movie, but that sequence for sure looks fantastic.
And I have to do this because YouTube, they make these things go away so quickly. I don't know why. It's so stupid. But thank you, Bobby. I really appreciate it, man. You've been really generous. I would not want to steal any Alien 3 posters. Never. And if it was given to me, I would just like return to sender. I'd pay you to put it back and burn it in the furnace. Fuck Alien 3. I'll take the Mello though. I'll steal the Mello. Speaking of which, I'll steal the Mello. But and then web movie. The first thing he's asked was, or mentioned was, I'm glad I didn't buy anything from the Vendor Syndrome sale, which was never a problem for me because 90% of the time I don't buy anything because I don't give a shit about Terra 10 Killer, whatever the fuck that is, or Psycho Girls, or the Demon Rat. Why do I give a shit about that?
The Demon Rat.
So I might thank you for having me save money, I guess. I just say that. Thank you for saving me money. So I just went and bought this instead, the steelbook of this. So
money well spent for sure. That's an
more
awesome
so than this shit. And did you buy anything from that?
I did.
Sale? What?
I did. So today's sale was on their 4K catalog, and I got
Shoulders.
No, I will never get that. Not a fan of that one. 1 second, let me check. I'm gonna pull it up.
So real quick, like Web Movie also asked, he'll be seeing Joe Dante tomorrow after work. What would you ask him if you had a chance? Well, you can't ask him this because, yeah, go ahead.
I usually, so when I meet directors, I just talk about the movie with them. So it would be, I just talk about my favorite. You know what that is, right? The Burbs, Tom Hanks.
Oh, okay.
Love it. That's my favorite
was
movie
like Looney
that he
Tunes
did.
Back in Action.
Oh God.
Well, you can't ask what I would want to ask because he'd get pissed off. Because I would say, why does Explorers have such a shitty ending? Because the first half is so good, but that ending dropped the soap in the prison so badly that you bent over and you just got the lube in your ass. I love the first half of Explorers so much, It's magical. And the second half is such a disappointment of dog shit with the alien talking like Bugs Bunny. And I'm like, so I guess the way I would phrase it, why'd you drop the soap on their explorers? Like, why do you think this was a good idea? What the fuck were you thinking? You like went from Close Encounters to fucking Rob Schneider, you might as well. Why'd you do it? But you can't ask that, so I guess my question will be nothing.
Yeah, I love that whole movie, like, as a kid. Like, having seen it, like, as an adult, that ending, you're right about that. Like, because rewatching it again, like, I think it was Shout Factory that put it out. I was like, and I hadn't seen it in forever, and I'm watching and I'm like, this is so good. But then, like you said, it gets to the end, like, it does fall apart for me. I'm like, ooh, this is not as good as I thought, like, at least all the way through. Because the whole, like, building of the ship and everything, and even the journey out into deep space, I was like, this is like, it brought back childhood nostalgia for me. But yeah, it's that ending is a big what the fuck.
Well, what movie? I mean, if you want to take the chance, you can feel free to say, hey, there's this one guy. You can say my name. You can not say my name. You can say anonymous sender from Parts Unknown. He wants to say he loves explorers, but he absolutely despises the ending. What the hell were you thinking of turning from Close Encounters to what would be a good... If Close Encounters of the Third Kind ended like... What movie I'm thinking of? What would be a good comparison to that ending? Some goofy, shitty comedy. Can't remember. I don't know. I can't think of a good comparison. It turned into fucking chairman of the board or some shit. I don't know. I hate that ending so much. Oh, someone's asking what projector you have.
Mine is Optima. Model number, I couldn't tell you. I'm pretty sure it's a 4K projector. Although, like, I don't really use that part of it or the HDR because all the Blu-rays that I have, well, all 3D movies are locked at 1080p. So I don't really use it for that. If I cannot watch a 4K movie on that thing. Like, that's because my OLED is so much better. Like, I just couldn't do it. I'm a big quality guy. Like, when it comes to, like, I always want the best presentation of the film, the best quality. So, yeah, it would be ridiculous for me to watch it on the projector.
Thank you, Opinionated Junkie. Is that the one where he's like, I brush my ass with a whalebone or some shit, like so fucked like a fish or whatever the hell it wasn't that bad. Like, I forget what the hell the dialogue was. Maybe if I look it up, it's like, did you ever see that movie? The Baywatch movie that they became a raunchy R-rated comedy?
Nope.
Dwayne Johnson, Zac Efron.
I try not to watch movies with him.
Which The Rock?
The Rock.
How come? I mean, I know why, but in case people ask.
Because he's the same guy in every movie. Like, there's no performance there. Like, he's the big muscled guy who's gonna, like, take care of business, and he doesn't have the same charisma as the guys that, like, I grew up watching. It's just not there for me. Like, I can't. I don't know. It's hard to explain.
This is the quote. I was born of the sea. I eat fire coral and I piss salt water. I stretch my back with a whale's dick, and I loofah my chest with a ball sack.
I guess they thought that would go over well for, like, their comedy portion of the movie. That's
no wonder it bombed. I hated that movie. No wonder it bombed. They thought that was going to be a successful movie with lines like that. That's where comedy is.
On paper, like having those guys as like the two leads, and then probably I don't know the other cast members, but getting some attractive women in little to nothing, I could see on paper like why they thought that would be a big deal, but no.
Hey, Jason Neal, are you a big fan of Baywatch with The Rock? Because we're not.
No.
Where The Rock says he loofahs a ball sack or whatever, scratched with a whale dick or some shit. Were there any films with him you liked? Any?
I mean, I like some of the Fast and the Furious sequels. Not the. So, I think he's in the ones that I like 5, 6, 7. That's and probably 8. No, I just mean the ones that I like. Like 5, 6, and 7 for me. That's 7's like where I stop with that franchise. So I like those, but again, it's not because of him. He's just in it. God, like, just no, like I.
I like The Rundown. I mean, that's a fun movie.
Yeah, I've seen it. I can tolerate it, but I wouldn't go out of my way to watch it. I'm just gonna be honest.
No, I want you to lie. You gotta lie. No, of course, be honest. That's cool. I like it more than you do. I really enjoy it. I also like the Painting Game. I like Doom. I'll admit I like Doom. And The Rock at least plays someone different. He plays a guy ready to kill and super fun motherfucker. So I appreciate that. It's not the Doom movie we need. To be fair, that still has Hardcore Henry. You do that as a Doom movie, that's what we need. But I still like Doom as a creature feature R-rated. I like Carl Urban.
That's who I was gonna say. I was gonna say I like Carl. So like that's more so why I can get into it. I do have that on Blu-ray. Yeah. It was only $5 and it was well worth it. I think it's fun for what it is, but it's not the Doom movie we would want.
It's a fun. I like the finale. I like the first person shooter scene. It's I think it's a fun creature feature. It's just not. It's not nearly, but it's better than the other Doom movie that I saw, where the girl is like the gun is bigger than the girl. Like she's holding a gun, it's taller than her. That looked like from the Sci-Fi Channel, the movie Doom Annihilation.
Yeah,
I don't know if you ever saw that one.
Yeah, dude,
you did see it.
It's just bad, man. Like, and people were excited for that. I'm like, dude, they couldn't crack the code of that the first time. There's no way they're gonna get it right the second time. Like, they don't know what the hell they're doing.
Doom Annihilation. And there's talks of making a sequel to that.
No. Was it?
The director was like, yeah, it made some money, so we might make a sequel. Now, I don't know if that changed and someone grew a brain cell, but would you be that surprised? Remember they did that Bulletproof 2, like the sequel to the Adam Sandler movie without Adam Sandler or Damon Wayans.
I do remember.
And out of the blue, like, or Eraser Reborn, or whatever the fuck it was called, that no one saw. I still haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I bet no one was like, there was a sequel to Eraser? Yes.
I remember seeing that, yeah. Not watching it, just the announcement that it was coming out.
Or that Michael Jai White, Welcome to Sudden Death, since we're talking about Van Damme, you know.
Yeah.
Sadly, I did see that. That was an awful fucking movie.
Yeah, man, like there was a lot of those bad sequels. Like the first movie's actually something you really enjoy, and the second, like, what is it, Roadhouse 2? We were talking about it earlier, Hard Target 2. There was a lot of them. Oh.
The offer still stands. Offer still stands.
That's going to be a future commentary, I'm telling you.
Oh, God. Why you have it? Because they couldn't give it away, so they couldn't sell it, so they literally gave it away. Like they must have had like a shitload of copies of this because no one bought it. So I'm like, just give me the work print on the. That's the one flaw I'll say with this. Give me a work print on the disc, not this piece of fucking shit. Hard target 2 can suck my D. And I like Scott Adkins, but this is like one of his worst fucking films. But anyway, fuck. Yeah, Perry fan. If you like 4Ks, there's a steelbook, which I got from. I'll mention the company. It's not a company, but a store because it's a local store. Atomic Movie Cafe. Really cool, like really nice. Messaged me back when I asked them, and came in like 2 days.
Nice.
And that's where I also got The Tunnel, which is a film I didn't realize I was on the documentary.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Just like it's my review, like a portion was on the documentary. Is cool. And the only reason I mentioned also is that I was going to tell Uncle Bill this. When Bloodsport comes out in August, this site will have it too because they're in Kansas, but they get stuff from overseas.
Okay.
So like this, and also Bloodsport will be on there too. I was going to look up the price, and I'll tell them later. Yeah, I'll mention it later, but anyway. Yeah, I mean, I like supporting local, not smaller businesses like that. Well, Jason Neal, we talked about that. Indy 5 is bombing, and there's talks of that Jim Caviezel. I forget what it's called. People mention it. This might be close to being it. It's like a Jim Caviezel film no one heard of about trafficking, child trafficking. And someone will say the title.
You mentioned him, and that makes me think of Passion of the Christ 2, which I don't know if you saw that. Mel Gibson going back to the well, apparently.
No one's asking for it. Sound of Freedom, that's what it was called.
He's got to do something, man. He's got to bounce back, dude. Like he needs he needs something to be a big deal.
Well, I mean, Sound of Freedom looks like it's almost going to be Indiana Jones 5 on the weekend. The Sound of Freedom. That's how little people give a shit about Indy 5. And yeah, I was going to tell there's a pre-order for Bloodsport, the 4K, like 4K and Blu-ray Steelbook, $55.
I saw that.
So on this Atomic Movie Cafe. So and then $50 for the media book. So yeah, I was going to mention that to Uncle Bill since he's like, I need to go get it, and he's bugging you about it. It's like it's not Mark's job. I'm just having fun.
No, I know.
Like, God damn it!
He was
Bill,
asking
if you're on
for
here, I would have showed you this.
He wants that in my Death Wish set. I'm not giving it up. No way.
And yes, Death Wish 5 is better than Indy 5. I'll say that. It depends. If we're talking Suburban Commando, I'll take that over some of the Rock's films. I was frozen today. Antifreeze. I'll take that over Rampage or Jumanji 2, Welcome to the Bunhole or whatever.
Tooth Fairy.
I forgot he did the Tooth Fairy. That's right. He did do the Tooth Fairy. And then there's a sequel with Larry the Cable Guy.
Oh, boy. Yeah,
yeah, go ahead.
Are you going to see Passion of the Christ 2 if it comes out?
No, I didn't like the first one.
What the hell would the second one even be about?
The resurrection, I guess.
Like, wouldn't that be like 30 minutes? Is that like a whole movie though? Like, how? I mean, once he resurrects, then what? Like,
Well, the first one, I mean, is pretty much we beat the shit out of Jesus for 2 hours and then he's crucified. The end. That's pretty much what the movie is.
Yeah.
Let's beat the shit out of him some more. Now we whip him. Now he's crowned. I'm like, that's what it was for like 2 hours. That's all I remember, to be honest. So maybe there's more to it than that. That's all I remember is Jesus got the shit kicked out of him for like 2 hours.
Mm-hmm. That's what I remember.
Yeah, they beat the shit out of him again, this time harder. That'll be the sequel. This time they'll use chainsaws from Scarface. He comes back to here, and then people here beat the shit out of him with chainsaws and broomsticks and fucking. Maybe they'll make him watch The Flash in Indy 5, and he'll just decide to leave humanity because you're on your own. I'm not being resurrected for this shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, in all seriousness, no one's asking for a sequel, but
no,
I don't know.
We'll see if it actually happens, though. Again, there's just talk of it, but we'll see.
I mean, Mel Gibson, he's done a couple films I've liked throughout the years, like recently.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people didn't like this film, but I did like the one he did called On the Line, where he was a radio host.
Mm-hmm.
And I won't give away the ending. A lot of people don't like the ending. I actually really liked it. I thought it was different.
I didn't mind it.
Like, I won't give it away, but it reminded me a bit of. Well, I guess this would give it away, so I guess I won't say it. But I was going to say April Fool's Day, which I liked that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I thought that was actually pretty decent. Goddesden, I didn't see The Flash because I heard there was projectile vomiting in it, and I hate that. Was there? I don't. Oh yeah, because there's a bit where the Flash can face through the wall, but for some reason he also takes someone else, and they both face through the wall. But the guy doesn't die from that; he just pukes. I figure if you make a guy shake so much he phases through the wall, he'd be fucking dead because your body can't take it. But apparently not. You just puke. So
yeah, that sounds right. That's what would happen.
That sounds right, I guess. But I'll end it here because we're like 3.5 hours in. I didn't realize it was that long. But it was a lot of fun talking. And I know it's been a long day for you. Get some rest or watch or whatever. And yeah, we were like 70, 80 people consistently. So thank you guys for coming by. And as for what's next, we will see. I don't want to promise anything because you never know what will happen. But I know the guys at Dead Pit, if you guys like their stuff, they have a documentary on Grindhouse Video you can buy on there. And then, well, actually,
I think I have mine right
thank
here.
You, Bobby.
Yep. Into the Pit. Buy it.
Let me. There you go.
Buy it. Buy it. Buy it.
And no, we did nothing out of it. I just he mentioned it to me, so I figured I'll just mention it there. No one's gonna buy it. It's for you on YouTube. So I'm sorry. That's the truth. Someone upload it on YouTube for free. But if you do like it, it's on Grindhouse Video.
Yeah.
But
show them some support and buy it.
Yeah, they should pay us first, and then they can buy it.
Yes.
No free advertising. No, I'm just having fun, folks. That's what YouTube's meant to be. Yeah. And I want to. I don't want this to disappear. So thank you, Bobby. They're sequel in name only. I mean, they're sequel in the fact that they're called a part 2. So hence There's sequels in name only, like those. I haven't seen them, so I don't know if there's any relation to the two in terms of any character. But that happens a lot. I mean, there's a lot of those movies which are sequel in name only. I mean, like horror films, Prom Night 2 has nothing to do with Prom Night 1, but it's still considered a sequel. Hello, Mary Lou, Prom Night 2. There's other sequel. Halloween 3, still considered a sequel, even though it's, its own thing. So, but I guess it's just how you look at it. But it's called a sequel, so hence it's called a sequel, because that's what they called it. But thank you once again, Bobby. Thank you, everyone in the chat. Hope everyone has a good night and has a safe weekend. Oh, by the way, did you have anything you wanted to mention, Mark, or coming out or anything?
Not really. Oh, wait. So on Sunday, I'll be live streaming with Dead Pit. If anybody wants to check that out. It should be like a open topic, sort of like this, like what we're doing right now. Same thing. Yeah. So Sunday night, 9:00 Central. Check it out if you guys are interested.
Cool. So yeah, to Sloan, Marco Enzio, Dark Metal, Ryan, Josh, Lord Cosmo, everybody in between. Thank you guys for coming by. And we will see you guys later.
Yep. Later.
Bye-bye for now.